Yeah, and he did
That's
kind of something
cool.
similar to me, and then like I felt the change, but then again, I had a couple other people from different cultures tell me like that I was cursed. Someone recently cursed me.
Somebody recently cursed you?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
And I'm talking about the last like 3-4 years.
Yeah, what do you mean somebody recently cursed you? Like a straight up witch?
No, like I have this thought, like in the sense of like maybe I was cleansed from the first curse,
Ah,
and then after that, because that was like 6 years ago.
okay.
After that, maybe someone else cursed me again.
Oh damn, bro! So you just like on a rampage of pissing the wrong people off, dude.
What do you Welcome back.
Yo, welcome everybody to the new and improved, in case you haven't noticed,
Right.
Indicouch setup.
We got some pretty badass shit today.
Hell yeah, man! We're making a come up. We know we on the way up.
Little by little.
Yeah,
better
yeah.
lighting, better cameras, better angles,
Hell yeah! Hopefully,
better microphone stands.
Absolutely, all for you, man.
man.
All for you. This is
Exactly.
all thanks to you guys. Thank you for listening and being a part of this. You know,
So you can really see us, you know, like the highest quality way possible.
Hell yeah.
Like, I bet you didn't know before that I'm sweating my ass off now. Like, you can see my sweat with the lighting and everything.
Facts, yo, facts, man. You can get every little thing, man. It doesn't just look like my hair is like molding into the hoodies that I usually wear no more, man.
Right, man. Cool shit, bro.
Shit.
Well, welcome back to Indicouch, everyone. And I'm your host, Eddie Fernandez.
And I'm your host, Vini MC. And as you already know, this is the chillest smoke sesh online.
Exactly.
Yeah, wherever you're tuning in from, we appreciate you taking time out your day to kick it with us, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Welcome back, and welcome if you're new. And I hope you stay. And well, today we have a pretty spooky
Hell yeah, man. To say the
topic.
least. Hell yeah, man. Spoopy indeed, bro.
Spooky.
One
Far
could
from
say.
Halloween, but we keep it spooky all year long, you know?
Hell yeah, man. We like to bring the vibes in some like
Exactly.
every other, just remind ourselves of it, you know? Shit. But today, yo, for real though, today we discussing the supernatural, man.
Yeah,
that shit's
man.
cool, man. It's kind of creepy, but it's also like interesting. I guess because it's so unknown, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
because there's so many questions and so many possibilities, and like no one has like a definite answer for it. Like it just like it's one of the few things that like allows your mind to just wonder and kind of go crazy, you know?
Right. No, yeah. I mean, like, there's endless amount of stories and experiences that people have been talking about forever in humanity, you know?
Facts.
And like, well, like, I'm pretty sure, like, you know a lot of stories probably from close people or your own, or everyone does, at least of people they know, you know?
Hell yeah.
I got some of my own too, you know?
Hell yeah, man. I used to hear some crazy ass stories from like my grandmas and like my like uncles and aunts and stuff, man. It was all like folklore kind of like related stuff from like Brazil in like the really old times type shit, man.
Right. What do you think when you hear the word supernatural?
Supernatural. Oh man, I mean, ultimately, I think the first thing that comes to mind when I think of supernatural is like the idea of like ghosts and spirits, you know?
Ghosts and spirits.
Yeah, I think that's the first thing that comes to mind. It's also because like I growing up very religious. It was one of the most like talked about themes like in my house as a kid, you know. So it was like it was always talk about like your soul and where you're gonna go and like and stuff like that. So yeah, I think a lot about like ghosts and just like people moving on or staying here or so forth,
Right,
you know.
right.
Yeah, man.
Does it make you think of like, when you think ghosts, is it like the souls of people, or is it like other beings?
I guess no. When I think about ghosts, it's always like people. It's always people. But then again, there's this idea of like tormented ghosts, which are then like, I don't know. In my like one of the interpretations for it is like people who haven't moved on and have kind of been stuck on this like what's the word?
Limbo.
Yeah. There's a
Limbo
word,
type of
purgatory. Purgatory is like
Right.
the plane in between, like let's say earth and like heaven or hell. Like you're
Right.
stuck in purgatory, and that kind of like drives you insane
Until you kind of like fulfill whatever you have to
supposedly
finish
so,
or complete.
right? Supposedly so, right? Of course, that's
Right.
one of the lores for sure.
That's crazy. I've heard of a lot of things like that too. You know, that's what my grandma used to tell me. Like ghosts are like the spirits or souls of people that like died and like couldn't fulfill one of their purposes here on Earth or whatever, and like they had to like stay there and until like it was complete. You know.
Mm. Shit, man. What do you like? Do you actually believe, man, that like you could be like so tied down to like a purpose that you literally cannot like move on from this life? What do you think about that, man?
I don't know, man. I mean, like that is kind of a crazy concept, but I like if I try to look at it from a more like metaphysics and like paranormal type of view and ghosts and spirits.
Right.
I think that life is very, 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 very like insignificant in amounts of time. And like I feel like, and not compared to like humanity. I'm talking about like, let's say I have a soul. Let's say there is one, I don't know. But like let's say I have a soul that when I die keeps on going, right?
Right.
I feel like this chapter called life is gonna be nothing for my soul compared to what it's been through and what it's going to be through.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's definitely what I believe, man, for sure. I definitely believe.
So I think that like if we have a purpose in life, I don't think it's that kind of like. I feel like if I've thought about more, what I truly believe about ghosts and stuff is, we don't really go anywhere necessarily. We can go wherever we want because we just detach from our physical body, but it doesn't mean we can. I feel like maybe when we die, we just kind of like, it's kind of like when you get out of high school and you get like an off year. And you don't go to college right away.
You're just wandering around aimlessly.
Right. And you're just kind of, your soul is just like, okay, what do I do now? You know, like, so like, I feel like it's kind of like that. Maybe you can travel around. Maybe you come back here to check on your loved ones that are still alive. I don't know.
Shit. Dude,
I mean, like I've heard a lot of stories, and I've kind of felt them myself too, of like loved ones that have passed away that you kind of feel their presence around.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. But like not like in the sense of like you really feel like they're there, right? Like
right.
Things are like it literally feels like it felt when they were alive, type of shit.
Okay, but like right, it's more like. Okay, like for example, in my house with my family, when someone gets home, I usually know before they walk in. Like before I hear them, before anyone realizes, like I know they're about to like walk in.
Oh, like a kind of like a sixth sense type of shit, man.
Right, and I know who it is. You know, as soon as I hear the door key go in the door, I know who it is. So like in that sense, like because I kind of feel some sort of like energy like specific to each person. Obviously I say this with family because like you gotta be super connected to really know, you know. And then like I feel like I've never felt those types of like each person's energy with anyone else.
Damn.
It's fireworks, people. Don't worry.
Yeah, bro. We ain't getting shot at yet.
Yeah, we're good here. But in that sense, like, I lost my train of thought, man.
Damn,
that distracted me, bro.
Shit.
But like, dude, what was I just saying?
Like, cause you said that, like, cause it had to be with family, cause of like the connection. Yeah, like a deep connection.
I've had family members that have passed away, right?
Yep.
And like, I've felt. Well, I've had a lot of experiences with paranormal shit, but like sometimes I feel like the specific presence of one of those gone family members, you know? And it's weird. But like it, like for example, when I feel those things, before I feel it, I notice a presence, and like I don't feel scared or anxious. But when I don't feel that kind of like familiar energy, then like if I feel something, it might give me like, you know, those chills when you when you're like, oh, like you felt like something was behind you. You just kind of like keep on going and you move along. You know, you don't even look back because
Yeah, right,
you know it's
right.
probably your head. You know,
Right.
so like in that sense, like like I feel like like I'm more likely to feel that when I feel something paranormal if I don't get that connection.
So you like okay, so you're saying like when you don't understand, when you feel like a vibe that you don't like know who it is, or you can't relate to like a specific person, gives you like the chills. Man.
Yeah, naturally, like without
Yo,
even thinking about it. Yeah.
Dude, that's kind of trippy, man. I don't know. I can't. I mean, I know the feeling that you're talking about with like feeling the chills and stuff like down the back of your spine and shit, but never from an experience like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
never from an experience of like feeling the vibe as if somebody was there, like literally next to me, man. That's kind of crazy. That's trippy as shit.
I mean, like I've seen stuff. I've seen people.
Yeah.
And like I've had like physical contact with stuff too. Like shit grabbed me and stuff.
Man, hold on, Leo. Just before we get into the personal stories, because that's fucking interesting as hell, and I do want to talk about that. I want to ask, man, do you think that like anybody could have those kind of like feelings about like those feelings with somebody that's like departed, or is it like a certain few people that like have a gift towards, like are kind of brought towards the supernatural or these kind of things, man?
I think anyone's able to feel it. It really depends also in if you actually are having a paranormal activity or not. But I think anyone's able to feel it. But then to be able to identify it and then like start seeing details on this shit and maybe communicating back, that's not anybody, you know?
Yeah.
You can't just read a book and educate and practice. Like I feel like some people are born with it and there are a few and that's it. Yeah. I do think that. I mean, like it's like the chosen ones in a sense, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I like some people are just a lot more like in tune with their own feelings and just in nature and like overall, man. It's like different. There's different like tunements, you know, like alignments of people.
But there's some people that go like beyond that, you know? Like my grandma used to have premonitory dreams. I think that's what it's called. Is when you like kind of like dream about the future.
Oh, premonition, no?
Premonition
dreams. Oh shit, that's cool, man.
Yeah, dude.
Like, and they actually like happen.
Yeah, all the time. And then she actually kind of like trained herself to stop having them because she was freaking the fuck out.
Dude, wait, that's crazy, man.
And sometimes it would happen like for example, one time she had a dream about this one couple that was friends with my grandparents, and like they died in like some crazy shit, right? And then she wakes up and she's been having premonitions for a while, so she's worried. And she like tells my grandpa, like, "Hey, can you call them, please?" Like, and he was like, "Dude, it's like 4 a.m. What the fuck are you talking about?" You know, like,
yo,
and
that's scary.
And he calls them, and it's like, "Oh, dude, how did you know? Dude, we're in the hospital and stuff. Like, this just happened, but like things are gonna be all right and stuff." And like, but like,
oh shit,
bro, yeah.
Wait, but they were okay, and they weren't like they didn't die in the end.
No. I don't think so. I don't remember well the story because I've heard so many stories. But that like that type of shit used to happen to my grandma with no error.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing.
Scary, bro. That's crazy, man. That's cool.
Yeah, she had an accident of something bad happening to my uncle, and that night he crushed my grandma's car, like driving drunk and shit. So in that sense, like she really was able to kind of feel that, and she was getting scared because she didn't like when you dream bad shit about your loved ones, you know, like, and you know that it happens, you know. You're
scared, man.
You
like
know?
the more I guess the more accurate the dreams start to be.
Yeah,
the more scared you get for sure, bro. Damn.
The worst part is that premonitions are not shown like exactly how reality is gonna be, you know. So like you don't know what's exactly gonna happen. You just know that person's in trouble, you know.
Damn, bro, dude, that's insane, dude. That's actually crazy, dude. Because I've heard about abilities like that. Like I know a few people who can like interpret dreams, you know.
Yeah,
like dream interpreting is also like a skill it's talked a lot on like in the Bible, and it's a very like kind of like holy and powerful skill. You know,
psychology too and analyzes that shit too. You know.
Yeah, dude. Like I've only met like a few people that like I've actually can see that like. That they've actually been able to like really accurately like interpret people's dreams, man, and they've all kind of had this let's say aura about them. I don't know. It's kind of this vibe
Okay,
about
yeah,
them.
yeah.
And for the most part, they were like very religious individuals, whether like they be like Christians or Muslims or like Jewish, for example.
Usually,
They
yeah.
were very like devout to their own religions, you know.
Right, right.
Which was interesting. It was just interesting to like see.
I mean, you gotta
caricature,
be
you
strong spiritually, and like if you're a person that has some sort of like leniency into that, you're mostly gonna be developing like whatever spirituality is most around you, you know, to connect to with people. And I guess like if you grew, but like a lot of people also, even in the Western society, once they start becoming like spiritual, they get interested more in like Buddhism or like Hinduism or some like what is it, polytheist?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the actual term is, but yeah, like that's the idea that you believe in like this and my like energy or like this energy of nature.
No. That's being agnostic. Polytheist is a religion that has more than one god.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would be the case of like Hinduism, but not like for Buddhism, for example.
No, Buddhism, no. But like I said, like in general, people like from the Western world, when they start getting more and more spiritual, instead of like leaning into God, Christianity, Catholicism,
like the traditionally established
from the Western world, right?
Yeah, Western religions, yeah, for sure.
Right, like they like nowadays at least, because also Christianity and shit is kind of like falling back, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it has a very, I guess it's like for many people, especially like in the Western cultures, like the idea of like Buddhism, for example, has a lot like a much more like open and accepting mentality, which I believe is what a lot of people will be seeking in those things, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, like we all kind of find some sort of spirituality one way or another, man. I mean, like sometimes we don't even like to call it something spiritual, but at the end, it's like we don't even realize, and we all have our rituals, you know.
Right, man.
Speaking of rituals,
yeah, I think
we are pending on.
Ready? Oh, I think yeah, man. There's definitely been more than enough time that's passed, dude.
We're pending on on our rituals, you know.
Yeah, the rituals of our very own, you know, of this very podcast.
Yeah, man.
So if you already know what's going on, then you already know what you got to do, guys. I hope you get a chance to smoke along with us. Oh shit, appreciate it, man.
We're gonna moisturize our throats a little bit.
We're gonna get to the supernatural plane over here, you know.
Actually,
can do a full like what's it called, like ASMR thing with this, man. Just like bow packing ASMR.
Bow packing ASMR. Oh yeah, dude. I'd watch that.
Soothing as fuck, bro.
Yo, I just remember I have like cherry Coke. I'm gonna get that.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of look at Martine like, can I get that, Martine? Is it allowed?
Hey, yo, Martine, can you pass that over real quick?
This is when I trip on one thing and drop everything.
Hey, yeah, man, this is the thing. Like, you gotta learn. This is me, like, learning how to fucking do things around the mic, you know?
Well,
then we can just do this.
All right, guys, I'm back.
Yo. Shit.
We are back.
Yeah, we're back. All right. But yeah, man, we're talking about like the supernatural experiences, dude. So yeah, now I definitely want to ask, man, what's like some, I guess, what was like the first supernatural experience that like was really like something happened to you and you couldn't explain it, like it had to be supernatural.
Let me look back a little bit in my head. I think that the first, like, I did remember like when
Cheers,
like I guess like after the first like death I experienced, I started feeling presences like of that person. Also, me and my family, all of us, after my oldest dog died when I was little. Here, bro. This is the one that works.
Oh, right.
Yeah. when I was on that, I remember we all felt the dog and saw it, and we were so used to him too that it always took us like a couple seconds to kind of like be like, oh shit, that was not the actual like dog because he's dead. Yeah. And then we'd be like, hey, like I saw the dog. It's like, oh yo, me too. And stuff like that, yeah. We all saw the dog.
Wait, like straight up saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Like not like heard.
No, just kind of like it always did, like just kind of like, I don't know, like kind of like waking up, like for example, like my dog used to always sleep on the same place.
Yeah.
Which was like on this rug that was right next to my grandma's bed.
Mm-hmm.
So like he would sleep there, and like sometimes we would see him there.
Yeah.
Like,
oh shit.
Yeah.
Dude.
Or like we would see him like kind of just like walking from one side of the house to the other. Like he used to kind of like roam around once in a while, you know. And you just kind of like walk by, kind of like not thinking about it, and then like half a second later, like just by passing it, it's like, wait.
You know, you're looking, there's like, nothing there.
Sometimes we would see it again, and then it'd keep just walking away, and like, but like it, I mean, like, dude, like my family at least, and like I think everyone I know in Chile at least, I don't know, man. In the US, it's a little bit different, but in Chile, like it's kind of, you see some shit that you're not supposed to see, and you just keep on going, man.
Yeah, you just kind of don't ask too many questions. Just like roll with it, boys. Don't ask, don't tell type shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna follow my ghost dog, you know. Like if I saw it, it's just gonna, oh, I saw him, you know. But like, I'm not gonna be like, wait a second, let's go check, you know. No,
bro, you're not trying to investigate the ghost dog, bro. You're not trying to pull us like a reverse Scooby Doo on this shit.
Nah, hell no, bro. Reverse Scooby Doo, hell yeah, dude. No, bro, hell no. No, dude, you don't check, man. You don't check. It's not necessary to like run away either, you know. I feel like with ghosts and shit, what I've learned is kind of like, don't bother it, and it won't bother you. And if it's bothering you, like, make it clear that you don't want that happening.
Okay, right. Okay, so man, so I'm glad that you said that, man, because that's a really good point that I did want to touch on, dude.
Yeah, man.
And that's like a whole big thing, because like
that's my turn.
The whole big reason. Oh yeah, go for it. Of course, man. There you go. Man, like a major reason why I don't fuck with like let's say like seances or like what's that called, the Ouija boards and stuff like that, is because I do believe in ghosts and I do believe in demons, and like I do believe that I don't know enough to know the difference about what I'm trying to contact, you know. So it's more of a, I'd rather keep that away from me so that I'm not in any danger of running into it type shit, you know.
Yeah, man. Because like when you use the hold on, when you use the Ouija board, you really kind of like you don't know who you're like expecting. You don't know who's coming on the other side.
Yeah, man.
You're gonna see us having little heart attacks all the time.
The whole time it's gonna be like little jumps. Like, people are gonna watch this and think that we're having like strokes, man. Right. Got like Tourette's or something.
We're just fucking crazy people. No, but no, that stuff is like kind of like respecting, you know, like you go on the street, at most interaction with a stranger is gonna be like, hello, you know, like good day. That's it. It's usually with elderly or kids. Sometimes they just stare like, hi. but that's a friendly interaction, you know, so you don't mind. But like you're not gonna go bother anyone in the streets or anything. So it's like it's kind of the same thing, you know. It's like mind your own business. It's
like the idea of like picking a fight with somebody that like you know is gonna kick your ass. It's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm getting myself into. I'm not gonna put myself in that situation, you know.
Think about this shit. Like ghosts could be like 1,000 years old. So like Imagine like an 70-year-old dude it's already tired of shit. Imagine imagine like 1,000-year-old fucking ghost, dude. You don't want no like you fucking summon that motherfucker with a Ouija. It doesn't matter if it's a good ghost. He's gonna hunt you down, bro.
My man tired of this shit already.
He's gonna hunt you down, bro.
He already dealt with enough humans like while he was alive.
Yeah, man, he want nothing with it, bro.
Oh shit, man.
Here we go.
Oh shit, yo, dude, that's a fact though, man. That's a fact.
We got cloudy over here all of a sudden.
Damn, bro. I don't remember all this fog coming in, dude. I look down for half a second and shit goes up in smoke.
It's just like our podcast is straight fire, bro.
Oh damn, bro. Oh damn. There ain't no stopping this no more, bro.
Dude, we got like 12 episodes and we already got like
You doing the math,
3-4 times as much equipment we had at the beginning.
bro? That's facts. That dude. I mean, the first episode we had the
One mic, one camera.
Not even, dude. The first episode we did not get the camera to work, dude. It was on the webcam.
We used the laptop.
It was
camera.
on the webcam, yeah, dude.
And the first try was actually with the phone cameras.
Oh shit, that's true. The one before that was
Yeah,
2 phone cameras, dude. That's cool. It's cool to see how this thing is like has been evolving, you know, throughout the process. Damn.
No, yeah, it's cool. It's cool seeing it. I like this shit, man.
Shit, man. Oh yeah, dude. I remember. I wanted to ask you something. What I wanted to ask you about the story with the dog, man. Is the question. Oh yeah, like was he like buried in the premise, man? Like did you bury the dog like in the premise?
Possibly, but he did die there, or like kind of like. I mean, he died in the vet. Yeah, he got run over by one of the cars in the house.
Oh man, damn. Yeah. Oh shit, that's sad, bro. Damn.
I mean, like this motherfucker was 19 years old.
Fair enough. Had a good life, but still, man, that's not the way to go. He was
deaf.
Bro.
He was blind. He could barely smell shit.
Mm-hmm.
Barely walk. This motherfucker was tired of everyone. Was biting everyone around him. He barely even had teeth, bro. It's
getting that nice and deep bong ASMR right there, dude. Cause yeah, man. Like, do you believe that spirits haunt, like, say, like premises and stuff? So, like, in like haunted houses, for example, like, do you believe those are a thing?
Wait, like the place being haunted itself?
Yeah, so like a spirit will haunt, like instead of haunting people, like it stays in the place so that like whoever's there kind of like it has to deal with like experiences the ghosts, man.
I honestly believe like there's some sort of like there's like so many types of spirits and ghosts, and I don't think they're all humans. I don't think they all come from Earth. I don't think they all went through a life. Like a physical life. I think like there's like demons and angels, and not just from like Catholic religion or Christian religion, like also like all the things that we could have known, you know, as a human race and more. So like I think that there are some ghosts that are like that, as you said, like they hunt wherever they are, but maybe because there's some sort of spiritual attachment to the place, you know. Or and how the death happened, maybe I don't know, you know, but
yeah, like a lot of the lores that are around like ghosts imply that they were like they had like a either like untimely death or like a very like horrid death.
Yeah,
you know, like really gory death, and like so that's what made their spirits like vengeful.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, I think that huntings, though, don't occur from humans, really. I like. There was this show that was like paranormal, like no.
I mean, Paranormal Activity was the movies.
The
yeah,
movies, but there was
like the
something
movie
called
franchise.
kind of like that in or Paranormal Stories or whatever in Discovery Channel or something like that.
I mean, yo, search it up, man. We got your phone's over there.
Yeah, no, but it was old. It's not out there, and it was it's not that good. When I was little, it was fun to watch it, but in that shit, like it was always like some sort of like I don't know, 1500, 1400, or like 1700 man that died of this and blah blah blah, and he used to do this and that, and he's angry, and this is what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like I don't buy that shit. I think that huntings come from literally from like other types of creatures, not humans. Humans were like too taboo to be fucking trolling around like that.
Yeah. Shit. I mean, dude, first of all, be honest, bro. Like, if you like suddenly died and like went into this whole like theoretical like ghost plane, dude, you would kind of troll around people, man. You were like that just now. You kind of be trolling people around, dude. Like you could just move around unseen in the human world, dude. Like, yeah, you kind of want to fuck around with people, dude. Like, it would bring about that kind of like sense in you.
I would, yeah. And maybe it happens, but I think that, like, for example, I do believe that there's like so many other creatures, and there's actually like mythological creatures that like actually part of their personality and like way of being is fucking trolling us,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like, there's a lot of like ancient like lores and like tribal lores about like trickster like creatures. Actually, wait, you told me about one of them. There's so like the duendes, right?
The duendes, bro.
Yeah, man. You was talking about them. Like, explain it to the people who don't know, man.
It's not that I believe in them; they're real.
They're real, man. So yeah, wait, what are the duendes actually, man?
Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I do know that like one of the ways that they like to maybe establish dominance or something in a place, or maybe I'm just talking bullshit. I don't know. But they do like to fuck around with people in the sense of dividing them. And it's by trolling them, like moving shit around, maybe like taking my money and putting it in your room.
Okay.
Like shit like that, or stuff, or it's like, did you take my fucking figurines that my mother gave me? It's like, shit like that. Or like, dude, I keep telling you to turn off the light, and the light's always fucking on, but you always turn it off, and that kind of shit, and like I think that's one of the creatures that kind of fuck around with you. And they feed off negative fucking vibe, so like
they kind of just like thrive on chaos type of thing, right? Yeah.
And besides, a divided home is got no control, so they can like do whatever the fuck they want while everyone's too distracted. Like arguing and shit.
I mean, yeah, a lot of the lores on leprechauns are similar as well. Like they're like small creatures who also like enjoy kind of like messing around with humans, or just kind of like pranking them around,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Actually, dude, there's a guy in I'm not sure if it's Northern Ireland. No, I think it's like regular Ireland.
Is like a synonym to duende, kinda.
I guess. No, when I think of a duende, I think more of like a gnome.
But gnome is gnomo, and it's different.
Yeah. Dude,
like,
I don't know,
two different
man.
creatures, because like
no,
duendes are
what about a goblin?
Scary, bro.
What about a goblin, dude? Like a little goblin.
Maybe that's more of a duende.
That's more of a like the Green Goblin, for example, from Spider-Man.
I don't know.
The Duende Verde.
Oh yeah,
Duende Verde, right? Yeah.
See what I'm
saying? Yeah,
exactly.
Bro, so I guess it would be a goblin. It would be, Those
are trolls, pretty much. Like literally, like, they fuck around. But no. Then what you said? Leprechauns are like the Irish.
Yeah, that would be the Irish version of it, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I was saying that there's a guy in Northern Ireland that like is one of the last like leprechaun whisperers type shit, man. Apparently he's one of the few people like left alive today who have seen leprechauns, and he has like these kind of like secret abilities and secret powers apparently that the leprechauns have granted him.
Really?
Yeah, from
what are the powers,
friends. Like from what I remember, I saw this video a while ago, bro. He said there was like 3 of them, One was like he was super positive all the time. They gave him hyper positivity. They gave him like super health because he was like old and he was like in like top shape. This is according to him, bro. I'm just quoting the video. And then he was like, and then the third one, he said it's a secret one and you will never know. So yeah, man, leave the comments down below. Like, what do you think was the third gift that the leprechauns granted my guy over here?
A 2-inch dick because he had a 1-inch one.
Shit, yeah, man. I was gonna say, bro.
I mean, 2 inches is pretty big.
I mean, I do hope they granted my man some like happiness in the bedroom or something, bro, for his lady, dude. Because like, damn, at the end, at least, you know.
Have you ever visited any places that are known to be haunted? Not famous places necessarily, but maybe some local place from where you lived or something.
I mean, dude, to be honest, when I was in Bali, like just under a year ago now, dude, it's I was like listening to a lot of like the local like lores and local stories of like not hauntings per se, but technically yes, hauntings. The spirits were just kind of like more confused and not necessarily like harmful.
Okay, yeah,
in a sense. And then like I then learned from like after those stories from like my friend who was like living there and also from Indonesia, that like Bali is like a very like spiritually charged island.
Right.
Shit. And like yeah, and then that's like she was saying that it's very common for like the local people or anybody who actually like lives there in like the longer term to experience some kind of like supernatural like experience or like encounter, to say, so to speak.
That's crazy.
It was really cool, man. It was really interesting to hear their stories, to be honest, because it wasn't like the typical spirits that you hear about in like Western society about like angels or demons or like ghosts of people, like you said. Right. It was legit just like different creatures that came in different shapes, you know.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna ask though if you ever visited like a haunted house or a haunted palace or something, because like. I've been to some, and then like you can feel like air density change when you go from like one room to another or something like that, depending on like supposedly maybe like the room where something happened was this one, so when you actually go into that room you feel something different in the air.
Damn, bro. No, I don't know. I can't say I've ever experienced something like that, but that's interesting, man.
In Santiago, when I lived there, I lived with my aunt and cousin for a little bit, and near their house, and there was like an old palace. That now it's like a public service type of building, you know.
Well, like a government building type thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's but like before that it was kind of like empty and you could like go see it during the day. And I went during the night though when it was closed, and like me and my cousin went out there to the guard and asked if we could like go inside.
Oh shit.
To go see it. And she was like, "It's just you two?" It's like, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so like we just went in, and it's a big fucking house, dude. Like it's beautiful itself, you know, like it's got like 3-4 levels or something like that. It's got like a rooftop on each level with like it or a terrace, whatever.
All right, okay.
Yeah. And like it's empty. It's dark brown wood, you know, all around floor and walls and everything. There's this like big like living room salon type of shit, with an old chair, just like a wooden chair in the middle.
Okay, I was
like, all right,
not creepy at all,
right? And then like we went through that floor. I think there was like a really really old fridge in the what was supposed to be the kitchen, you know, and one of these like fridges that have like they're like white and have this metal handle. You know, they almost look like a safe.
Shit,
you know?
Well, like really like old school kind of like 1960s, I want to say, kind of like the type of fridges that could survive an A-bomb, and right, the ones that you want to crawl inside of. For sure, yeah.
Yeah, man. And then we started going up the stairs, right? So we get to the second floor. There's this old bathroom that has these also like really, really antique bathtubs with the like legs.
Oh,
you know?
Shit, yeah.
They're like this, you know, like and it was like blue, like light blue, you know, like typical like really old colors of it.
For sure.
And yeah, we just kind of then like went through that floor and shit, nothing else. And then like as I take a step, like the first step into the third floor, and like my head is above the first step, bro, like the air just fucking changed like literally instantly.
Shit.
I felt it like heavy and like dense, the air.
What, just like hard to breathe, or what?
It becomes harder to breathe. You kind of like feel more friction with your skin on like the air, and like it becomes warmer, And then like I acted like nothing.
Yeah.
And then like I went up halfway through the stairs and just kind of like looked back because I was waiting on my cousin. And then like she took the first 2 steps and looked at me like, and I was like, "You felt that?" Yeah, man.
Just like,
bro.
It was like feeling confirmed.
Right. Dude, every time I like see or feel something, I always wait to see if someone else reacts. That's the best way to do it. Because if I say it, maybe I might put that shit on their head and then like,
right.
Like,
you kind of program them to think it too.
Right. So like, but yeah, that shit happened. Then like we were like, fuck it, let's keep going. Like, we went anyways and nothing happened. But like I could definitely feel something change in that like top floor.
But I mean, like, wait, what had happened in that house though? Like,
I don't know. I mean, like, the owners of the house were like these owners of this like button, clothing buttons.
Okay.
They had like what is it
like a factory?
A factory.
Ah, okay, yeah.
They had a factory of buttons, and like they obviously had a lot of slaves and shit.
Ah, okay. It was during that area. Yeah.
Yeah. So like a lot of shit happened in that house, probably. Yeah.
Shit, I see, man. Yeah, dude. I mean, I feel like things like that, like things that are, let's say, kind of like, let's say atrocity. I don't know. I don't want to say atrocities because that seems like too much of like too much of a broad term. But like things of like involving, let's say, like spirit, like ghosts and spirits, as well as just like morbid like actions, like an actual murder, let's say, for example, they kind of do tend to leave a scar on the place, man. Not just in terms of not just in terms of like, say, like property value goes down if somebody's killed in your house. Like, yeah, that's natural because of the perception of it. But I feel like in terms of like the like feeling of the house, the whole kind of like actual, I mean, there's somewhat like supernatural vibe,
super dense energy left there, Yeah,
like it kind of leaves a scar, on this whole like environment, dude. It's crazy, and you can feel it even when you're not aware of it,
Yeah,
it kind of it resonates with you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, it's intense shit, man. When and like probably, as you said, like when there's like repeated like a lot of shit on one place, it like really it leaves a mark.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, but that's crazy, man. I mean, like, I think like I don't like to call myself an atheist. I usually call myself agnostic because. And it's not believing in energy. It's just like we don't like to put labels on it.
Yeah,
shit, it's that type of shit. It's like we don't believe in any organized religion. We believe in spirituality. That's kind of it, and we kind of like learn from everything a little bit, from all the beliefs. But we don't deny the existence of spirituality. I mean, can't deny something you can't prove it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's the main thing.
Maybe you can't prove it exists, but you can't prove it doesn't. That's the thing. Because some things you gotta prove that it doesn't exist. Like, I don't know, whatever it is. I can't think of one right now. But like in science, probably you have to prove the non-existence of something in order to prove something else. Maybe.
No, I mean it does work that way, right? Like the way to prove that I mean, it's in the sense that like gravity, you have to prove that it existed.
Right.
But by that, you have to prove that something else, like in proving that one thing exists, you're like decline the claim that anything else, man. It's like the process of making a choice. Right. There's always like a cost of opportunity.
Plus, I think about maybe now that you said that thing about the place, this is a thought I just had.
Yeah.
What if like every time, for example, like a ghost was this person that maybe used to like beat up his family all the time, right? And maybe like abuse his like servants and stuff, like hundreds of years ago. And then like this person obviously was releasing certain types of chemicals from his pores and skin everywhere in the air, like chemically to communicate, like we all do constantly.
Okay.
But like to have those feelings and actions, you probably have certain amounts of certain things, you know, which I don't know which, but like in that sense, is there possibly, I don't know if this has ever been like a thing, but it could it be possible that like maybe this is a rhetorical question, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
That, that like there's traces of those chemicals on the surfaces of a room, for example, and maybe those chemicals kind of like stay there. Maybe it decomposes or whatever, but like like it kind of stays there on layers of just whatever shit that keeps on sticking on walls over the years, you know?
Right. I mean,
decades, and then 200 years from then, you kind of like move into that house, and you start feeling something different.
Yeah, right. I mean, it has to be like something has to be causing that like reaction, you know, me, that like the reason why like sometimes you just don't vibe with a place, like something is causing that reaction. There's no way for us to put it. Like we often say it's a vibe. It's like it doesn't feel like our gut feeling, you know, you say that, man, or like it just doesn't feel right. That's the best way to describe it, man. But dude, it's weird. Like there's no way of putting it into words.
Yeah, man. But if you think of it, okay, if you kind of like think of what I just said, though, that's kind of my reaction to most of like all my like supernatural like or paranormal like experiences. I always try my best to kind of find, even if it's like such a like how do you call it, rebuscado?
I don't know, man. What is that? Like minute? Is it like a small thing or
like when you kind of like really searched and like seeked and dig really deep to kind of find that one excuse, you know, like
oh shit, okay, yeah, for sure, okay, I know what you're saying. yeah, I know what you mean.
Like because like that chemical trace I just said, like it's such a small amount that it really like means absolutely nothing, you know. But maybe you know, if that guy was doing the same shit every day on the same room for like, let's say 40 years in the same house, maybe there was some chemtrails left, you know.
Yeah. I mean, personally, the way that I kind of like to, I guess, assimilate to this is the same way that we like we can't describe our feelings, like the way to put our exact feelings into words is difficult, right? Because it's not processed in the same like part of the brain. And so like the way I kind of like view it, and I could be completely wrong, but it's just an idea, is like maybe we're just much more like attuned with the universe than we can, I guess, maybe scientifically explain or understand right now. Like we're there's like a certain, like we're vibrating at a certain like wave frequency, or just
that's why there's always been a necessity of religion or some sort of spiritual belief for humanity.
For sure, like
from the beginning of time, we naturally just like somehow got organized to find a group that believed on the same things.
I mean, we're always looking for like something more, something bigger than us. Like as human beings, we kind of like require something bigger to like believe in or look up to, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. Big celebration happening outside. Yeah. If y'all can't hear this.
Yeah, I don't think they can hear that much.
No, I don't think so.
That's funny though.
Cool.
But yeah, man, like, excuse me. Imagine someone knocks on the window here.
Yeah, what on the fucking third floor, second floor of the building?
It's like, excuse me.
Could you pass that, please? Yeah, could I tap that real quick?
Did you wash your ass today? No, man, but yeah.
Shit. But anyways, man, like us being able to kind of like resonate with these, let's say, like the universe or the ambience in the specific room is kind of inexplicable. Like I guess maybe like it kind of like works in the same way that our emotions work in our brain. You know, it resonates with us the same way. So that's why it's like we can't really place.
I mean, we're all made out of the same thing, you know.
In terms of like we're just created out of atoms and like we're
not
like,
just atoms, but we all come from hydrogen, bro.
Okay, and carbon, yeah, carbon based, yeah.
But carbon came after hydrogen.
For real?
I mean, the first thing that came out was hydrogen, and it started like colluding with other things on space, and then eventually those collisions were strong enough to do like atomic fusion, and it started creating helium and so on, and then a bigger molecule attracted the smaller ones and started like got together with gravity and started creating like shit.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, for example, helium and hydrogen and carbon, they're all individual elements.
Yeah, but they're made out of the same things.
Yeah, they're made out of the same.
It just changes how many of each they have. I mean, if you grab
what do you mean?
If you grab two hydrogens, you get helium.
Okay, no, yeah, dude, helium, yeah, but like,
for example, if you grab two atoms and two protons, that's what I mean. I mean, two electrons and two protons.
Okay,
they're made out of the same thing.
Okay,
and like if let's say like this hydrogen molecule is like flying around space non-stop, just because it's just space, you know, and it's just going like it's been on momentum for decades or whatever, you know, time is relative outside of our fucking solar system. And then all of a sudden it just crashes into another hydrogen, you know. 100% sure. Crashes into another one. And maybe the collision was so perfect and on point, which is what they used to do, like that's what nuclear fusion energy is. But like, so it's so point that it fucking like crashes and fuses, and that creates another atom. So like that's kind of like how things started getting created around the universe after the Big Bang and shit.
Cool.
So at the end, we're all made out of the same fucking shit.
Right.
So in that sense, like, we're constantly like dropping atoms and cells into the world, and those atoms are going into other things, and they're constantly going from one body of atoms to another body of atoms and reacting to each other and transmitting energy. And that shit is going like if we fucking high five right now, like the amount of fucking atoms that went back and forth in there just with the impact and shit and stuff, like in cells and shit, like in that sense, like we're way more connected than we think, bro. Like we're like, even if we like never met and we just passed by each other and didn't even look at each other, like the amount of fucking chemicals and cells that went through between you and energy and shit, yeah, man.
There's a lot of it. There's a big exchange there. Hell yeah, dude. I don't want to take away from anything that you just said because it was a very valid point, dude. But I wish there was the Lion King theme song playing in the background of your speech just now, bro, because that was beautiful, bro. You know, just the the circle of life type shit, man.
The circle of life.
That's the only thing that was missing from that shit, man.
Yeah, man, we are connected, bro. Hell yeah, bro. No, yeah, that's what people call like, I don't know,
you're right.
I don't know, why do you like this person? I don't know, I just like felt something. It's like, yeah, bro, you felt hella energy and chemicals and cells and like stuff going back and forth between you before we even said a word.
Right, right, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, dude, we're constantly like, even without meaning to, we're just constantly going off of like the vibes that we get off of like other people and environments, dude.
Right, right. No,
Yeah,
it's cool shit, man. It's cool shit.
hell yeah, man.
Same with animals. That's why we can communicate
interesting.
with animals, even though like after decades we've never been able to teach dogs how to speak human, you know, or vice
Right,
versa. Us learn their we've never been able to. Well,
right,
somehow we understand each other and we're able to communicate.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's kind. Yeah, man. That's actually
Yeah,
cool. It's like it's a different kind of bond, the one that you have with your pet, man. It
yeah.
feels like, it definitely feels like a friendship, like, or
But
like a
it's not
brother,
just
like
your pet,
brotherhood as
bro.
well.
Like I
Yeah.
mean, when you walk up to a random dog,
Mm-hmm.
like you can have an instant connection with that dog, and maybe not.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's not in like I don't know, like in Chile, there's a lot of street dogs
Mm-hmm.
everywhere,
Yeah.
and like, dude, I like any dog, just kind of like look at them, and obviously they have some interest, but like not all of them look for that interest in the same way, you know. And there's like communication in there, you know, and you kind of
Yeah.
understand, and they kind of like could see like if you want to play or if you can pet them or if you're actually gonna give them food or not, or if they're like whatever, and they kind of
Mm-hmm.
understand that shit too, you know. Because sometimes like I've
Yeah.
been with dogs, like hey, like come with me to give you food, you know, and I don't necessarily say that. It's just like no, no, and they come with me, dude, and then like I just like get food in a store, like dog food, and give it to them, and then like they'll like they'll follow me because they didn't have to. They could have just kept asking other people for
Mm-hmm.
food.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really cool, man. I agree with you, man. The fact that we can have this kind of like communication with a
Yeah,
different species.
yeah,
I
man.
mean, yeah.
We're going back
Like,
to the paranormal shit.
mm.
Uh, have you ever had any experiences, even the slightest thing? Also, do you mind if I smoke a cigarette?
I mean, nah, dude, but just open the window.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to open the
I don't
window
think
for
it's gonna
sure.
be too loud.
Yeah, just open like your one, and then this one. I'll open it, look a little bit. There. Right. So, what was your question, man?
Have you had any paranormal experiences yourself, even if it's the slightest thing, or maybe something you have a doubt of? You know.
Paranormal experiences. Man, aside from like the usual like duendes type thing that you were talking about earlier, like leaving, like swearing that the light was off, or like for example, I was like swearing that like I left the toilet seat down,
Right.
and then coming back to being and getting blamed for leaving the toilet seat up type shit, man.
Right. Right.
Like that happens a lot, man. But other like myself, paranormal like experiences like that, nah, dude, I've never. No, I've like I felt presences, I guess. Like I definitely like felt like spirit, like I guess like spiritual presences.
Okay.
Like especially like growing up, like in my both of my grandparents, like on both sides of the family, they're really like hardcore like Christians, just in
Okay.
different kind of branches. Like one is like hardcore Catholic, and the other ones are hardcore like Protestant. Or
That's
yeah,
crazy.
man. So like you get so like it's similar, but it's also different in a lot of ways, man. So like you get the same gist, but just different interpretations for the most part.
That kind of always happens in Latin American families, man.
It's really common. I feel like, yeah, man. I feel like, but it's mostly common over there, dude. Like in other places, it's not so common to have that much of a mixture. You know, like for example, here in Spain, it's very much Catholic dominant. The UK is mostly Protestant dominant. The US is very much Protestant dominant.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like the clash really happened in Latin America.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah, Latin America.
yeah.
We just believe in God, you know.
Yeah,
like,
man.
our own way. We don't go fuck.
Yeah. But anyway, man. So like like spending like growing up and spending like summers at their houses. Like whenever I would go to visit, it would be like it kind of like really it felt like there was a lot of times when I had this kind of like I don't know, this felt like this kind of like enlightened kind of feeling or
Okay.
force coming from behind them. Like, you know,
That's
I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like they would just talk, and you kind of feel like these words aren't coming from them. They're just kind of like channeling through them, just the way they tell stories,
man.
type of thing.
that's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it was interesting, man. It was
Have you
interesting.
ever done any meditation or any spiritual ritual yourself,
Spiritual ritual
or religious or anything?
I mean, I was baptized, and that was about as far as I went into like the church acceptance. Even though like I'm Christian
Did you do
myself.
a first communion?
That's the thing. I haven't done it, dude.
Okay.
I'm Christian, but I have not. I consider myself Catholic, but I have not done the.
I am not baptized even. Dude.
Oh damn! Okay.
Yeah, dude. I'm an antichrist. No, I'm kidding.
Just a sinful baby, man.
Yeah,
Sinful.
dude. I'm the black sheep of the family. My grandma says so. Shout out to my grandma.
Hell yeah! Shout out Jima.
Only if she knew how to speak English, she would actually laugh at this podcast. But yeah, man.
Wait, what was the question again? I forgot what the question was.
Like, what personal, religious or spiritual experiences you've had, like rituals and stuff.
Oh yeah, like spiritual ritual. No, dude, I have never done any spiritual ritual. I've looked into meditation. I've gotten into that like a couple months ago, but like just over 6 months ago or so, I kind of started getting like really into that, and it really dawned on me like the perspective and the benefits of like quieting your mind for a little bit.
Yeah,
just getting control over that. I feel like it's really important, man, and it makes a difference.
Do you see any, now that you're getting into it, do you see any spiritual side to it from your perspective? Even if you haven't necessarily tried it, but like, do you see any spiritual meaning? Because a lot of people do meditation without any spiritual meaning, and that's valid too, you know? Like, it's more of a mental health or physical health type of stuff, you know?
Yeah. No, I remember when I was like younger, like I tried this concept of like a guided meditation to kind of like find like your guide, kind of like your spiritual guide, almost kind of thing. And like this concept always like stuck with me, man. And like when I remember when I tried it, like back the first time around, I remember the feeling that I got was the same feeling that I experienced whenever I would talk about, let's say, like Jesus in church, for example. It was the same kind of like vibe, you know, that I got. Okay. So that was kind of like one of the big confirmations for me, like early on in life, of like why I chose to believe in this kind of like my way of believing, you know. That was one of the big factors, man. And like it kind of like really stuck with me, man. Whenever I think about like meditation and quieting my mind, I do think about like seeing like where is my mind kind of guiding me to. That's
nice, dude. That's
and
nice.
I do kind of somewhat base my decisions on like the values of Christianity. I do like to think so, you know, for the most part. I try.
Yeah, I mean, like that's part of being agnostic too. You kind of like have this natural interest into spirituality and religion, but you don't attach yourself to either idea. You kind of like catch the values of each, you know, because at the end they're all really teaching really good values sometimes. Not 100%, but like, I mean, there's a lot of like respect your surrounders, you know, and like kind of like try to seek love and happiness and like be generous, you know. And all those values are pretty good, you know, like, and that's one of the good things about, I guess, like the way my family sees religion, because they're not too like strict about it either. I mean, my mom tried to get married on a church, and they were like, no, you're not baptized, so you can't get married.
Oh yeah, the Catholic Church. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And then we went to an evangelica.
Yeah, that would be the Protestant church.
Yeah. So that's where she got married. Besides, like, I was already born. I was 4 years old. So it was like a very unorthodox marriage, you know.
Definitely. Like in those times,
it wasn't even my dad.
like in those times in Latin America, they definitely would have been like kind of like looked like frowned upon type of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't exactly like it too much, man. That's true.
That's where my mom got separated from church herself. She was like, "Wow, that's crazy that like you're all about loving and accepting and forgiving, but you're not gonna let me declare my maximum state of love." Right. You know.
Yeah, man.
So
that's the ultimate thing, man. I feel like that's where like ultimately I try to draw the line, man. And I feel like it's important to draw the line, man.
Yeah.
Like it's important to like take the good things and like understand there's good things about in like other beliefs as well, man.
Right. Yeah.
It's constantly
Also,
learning.
my grandma, for example, she's a Christian or Catholic, whatever. I mean, she loves the Pope too, but she's also, she practices and believes in other types of beliefs that are not necessarily like something agreeable with with a Catholic church, because like they involve beliefs on like other spirits and gods, maybe, you know. And that already is like almost a sin, you know.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I was raised spiritual in that way, you know. Even though I went to a Christian school, like when I was a child, like still a Baptist school. But still, like my family was never and they're like, no, you have to believe in God and shit. It was more like, no, you have to be a good person. Yeah. You have to get your shit together and be a good person. That's what you have to do.
I get it. No, I definitely got the whole Catholic school. You have to believe in God, like believing, man. And like for a while, like I definitely like rebelled against it. But ultimately, I kind of like came to my own decision, and so it's kind of thing, man. And like my sister looks like it's going kind of like the opposite way. And I mean, I don't blame her if that's what she wants. Fair enough.
Right.
But yeah, man, I can understand why she's going that way. You know, I kind of saw it in myself, and also like friends that grew up in the same kind of like really like religious kind of hardcore religious like families, dude.
That's crazy. Maybe that's why I actually experienced a lot of negative supernatural stuff, maybe because maybe my household wasn't as protected.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know about maybe not protected, but just like if your grandma was like believing and dealing also with these spirits, it was also like involved, man.
Right. That's my house was probably easier to get in as a spirit or whatever you are, you know, like or maybe it was more inviting of a home for spiritual beings.
Something like that. Yeah, could be, man. It could be.
Because maybe in a really Christian or Catholic home, maybe there's like this whole fence on the front door that says like only God's angels are allowed here.
I mean, yeah, that's the idea, right? Like that's the whole concept of being like a good Christian, you being like fenced off from like demons and spirits.
Right. That's kind of crazy.
I mean, it's also comforting, dude. Like think about it, dude.
I mean,
like, it brings you a lot of peace, man.
Like
the idea that somebody bigger, more powerful than you is looking out for you. It's a comforting thought, you know. Like I like to think that.
Yeah, and to be honest, like I have this perspective that's kind of like what my grandpa taught me throughout my life, which is his own perspective. But like he's a doctor and he's a super scientific person, but he's very he leans into like being a humanitarian too, you know. And he loves arts, he loves people, he loves helping and being generous and stuff. So in that sense, like he's like, I don't believe in prayers necessarily. I don't believe in going to church. I don't believe in all that shit and the Bible necessarily. But he's like, he's like, for example, the farm that he's been working for 25 years. And like all the trees and little plants that he's planted that were about to die for 1 million times, and they're like giant, strong trees. Like he's like, I see God in that. He's like, I see God when I wake up in that house at the farm and like see the volcano that's like 25 minutes away driving, and it's like right there, and it doesn't look threatening. It just looks beautiful. Right. And like and then he's like in his profession himself, like seeing how maybe some of the stuff he did as a doctor were stuff that most doctors wouldn't have done because it was too risky. Maybe something that everyone believed that it was not going to work, it worked.
Yeah.
You know, like stuff like that. And he's seen some like miracles, you know, throughout his career. Yeah. And that creates a lot of like interesting perspectives about it. And I kind of see it like that. I see it in my music. I see it in art. I see it in nature, you know, like and the crazy fucking like spins and like plot twists of life, dude.
Right. Yeah.
Like life has some plot twists, bro, that you're just like dumbfounded, like
absolutely
what?
Yeah,
you know, like and that shit, if it's not God or something, because like it can't be explained by science. It can't be explained by any math because it's not constant. It's random, and that gets out of any other like discipline, I guess. You know?
Yeah, like yeah, some things are just too, I guess, like influential to just be like a coincidence, you know, or to like just to have to be just kind of like the random odds of things happening.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man, it's cool stuff.
Yeah, interesting, man. Yeah, fucking crazy shit, dude.
I think it's time we roll a joint, though.
Hell yeah, man.
What do you think?
I think it's time we get another one going, man.
Yeah, dude. We need to burning up. We need to get closer to our souls, you know. We gotta get that Mary Jane, that Mother Mary in us, you know.
You gotta get feeling even more freaky.
Gotta get that Jesus in our lungs, you know, so it goes faster to our heart.
Feeling even more supernatural, man. Hell yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah. There's a little bit left here, and then also gotta grind some more.
I'm gonna like put some here.
You also, dude, you're like sliding off, man, the whole cushion.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Just slowly start pushing everything downwards.
I didn't unplug anything, right?
Nah, everything's still good. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, one thing that we should do though is we should have a joint pre-road, man. If we're gonna be doing like post, if we're gonna be doing just like filming it, should definitely have the joint pre-road, man. So we don't ever have to stop the conversation, you know, type shit.
But it could be part of the show itself.
Yeah, could also be if you.
It's part of the process of being a stoner, you know.
For sure. Keep it more like raw and just, right. Just going constantly, for sure. I hear that.
I can talk like this, you know.
Nice. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. You know, like I've actually myself experienced a lot of paranormal stuff. As I grew up, I kind of like started being more questioning about it. But I still like feel like it was real, even though with my adult mind I try to like kind of like be like, you know, it was probably my imagination.
Yeah, like be realistic about it type shit. Right, yeah, okay.
But and even then I was trying to, but even though it was so real, but even as today I'm like it could still have been real, you know. Because like it was weird shit. My close-up camera is crazy.
Yeah, dude, that's hella close, man.
Yeah.
Talk about close-up, motherfucker.
Yeah, man. We're getting real here. This is the real me. I'm unmedicated.
Now let's get medicated. At times I thought we'd never make it. Now we on our way to greatness. Yeah, what's up?
I never had a doubt we were gonna make it.
Yeah. All it ever took was patience.
Yeah. Patience, young Spadawan.
Hell yeah, man. But that's like words to live by, man. Right there.
My cousins and I were such bullies when we were little that like we would like really take something about the other one that was really nothing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that big of a deal. But we would just like make it such a like reason to bully each other. And like one of my cousins, we were like, you know, these typical like pretend games that kids play, you know, it's like, oh, you're this, I'm here, and I'm this, and like,
yeah,
now we're gonna do this and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So like we were playing Star Wars, right? And then one of my cousins wanted to be Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think. And he said I want to, he said in Spanish, yo quiero ser Espadawan Kenobi.
Hell yeah, man.
And dude, it was like such an honest mistake. I mean, Spadawan is or Padawan is like a real word in Star Wars, you know?
Yeah,
And-
Padawan is a real person.
And Obi-Wan was a Padawan at some point, you know?
Yeah.
And but still, dude, like we bullied him that whole fucking weekend about it. And ever since then, like once I was like, yo, what up, young Spadawan?
Dude, it stuck for like years on end, bro. Damn.
They would not let it go, man. Oh shit.
Dude, one thing that like comes to mind whenever I think about like supernatural and like it's like different types of creatures, man, and how like throughout the world we have like similar folkloric creatures, or there's been certain let's say like mythological creatures that have been passed around through multiple cultures, like werewolves, vampires. What else comes to mind? I mean,
Witches,
yeah,
dragons.
actually, dragons, yeah, dude, like things like that, like are in like mythological books in different cultures around the world, dude.
Yeah, man.
And it makes you think like how did these ideas really get spread back then?
Also, like if you think of like polytheistic religions, they all have like a god of thunder, a god of fire,
right?
a god of like
Like nature itself is also elements, right? Like
Yeah.
the elements are also like gods, and nature itself is a god. Yeah.
God of thunder and rock and roll. What do you prefer, like Greek mythology or like Nordic mythology?
I mean, I know more about Greek mythology, so the Greek / Roman. I'm gonna say Greek / Roman.
Yeah.
Because my knowledge on Nordic mythology goes about as far as the God of War game, 2018 release. Fucking fire game.
Did you watch Vikings?
No, I did not, dude. I'm not a big fan of like medieval series like that, dude. So I did not
so
watch
much better
it.
than any medieval series ever, dude.
Bro, I've tried it. I tried
to watch
watching
other medieval
the
series
video.
afterwards. I can't because this one's too good.
Bro, I just don't fuck with it. I like, even when the production is really good, I don't know fuck with it, dude. I don't fuck with it. I tried. I watched like the first episode and a half of Vikings.
Dude, that's like saying, dude, I watched 10 minutes of the movie and I don't like it.
Oh, fuck off, man. Nah, bro. Hell no, dude. After an episode and a half, bro, you know, dude, you got the pilot. You got me through the pilot. It wasn't interesting. You got me through halfway through like one episode that should have been already released.
Bro.
Nah. Okay, how far is enough to have destined out a show, bro? What, like halfway in? You like 3 seasons in, dude?
I'd say half a season.
Bro, think about how many hours that is of investment.
5
dude.
at most, dude.
5. How many episodes per season? Like 12? 10,
I don't remember.
Like 10 or something?
I don't remember.
Okay, let's say there's 10 episodes per season. That would mean 5 episodes.
But you gotta think about this. This is not like a medieval type of shit. This is more wild. This is Viking shit. This is like.
I get you, man.
And there's shrooms, there's parties, there's like spiritual rituals and shit. There's a lot of like that kind of impression because this is by History Channel.
Yeah.
And like there's like all the drama between the Vikings, and then like the thing is also like they give you main characters, obviously. Which is Ragnar with his family, friends, and enemies. And like do the development of them and like his kids. It's insane, bro. They're epic. It's better than fucking Game of Thrones. It has nothing to do with Game of Thrones, bro.
Yeah,
it's completely different.
I'm not saying, I wasn't comparing it to Game of Thrones. I mean,
because like to me, when you say medieval shit, I think of like Game of Thrones. That's kind of like the best example of medieval shit.
Well, I hear
and it gives me of like a gladiator type of shit, type of vibe. But Viking is not the same at all. It's more of like, did you ever see like maybe because it's not even Lord of the Rings type of shit.
Okay.
It's
Because first of all, like I would not compare. I would not compare Game of Thrones to like Gladiator because they do not have the same type of vibes, dude.
but also
it's
the
not the
acting
same type of vibes.
and personalities of the show of the people are not like the typical personalities of medieval time portrayal that we have today.
Alright.
It's not like, oh, like I am king this and blah, 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 you know, like it's more like today's interactions. And obviously with some accents, but like but they really like there's a good like fucking it's so good and so many cool values because like they teach you a lot of basically this is like a way of history channel to teach you about Nordic religion pretty much and how it got expanded with Ragnar because the special thing about Ragnar in Viking history is that he was the first Viking to open to change the habits of Vikings. Vikings would go around the world, rob people, and get back to their land.
Okay.
And Ragnar was like, dude, they got more valuable shit. They got knowledge. They got like other gods. Like, why do they have other gods? I didn't know there were other gods. Well, why do they have these gods, and why do they have all the shit that we want? You know? And
okay, so
and then there's the other thing, the other perspective that he was like, dude, let's steal their land. They have fertile land. And he was a farmer originally and became a king. And then like so he knew about farming and he knew how valuable some soil was. You know, so like he was like, dude, like if we steal their land, we keep all of their riches and gold, and we keep their land, and we keep slaves, and we keep everything.
Yeah, bro, that's legit.
And like
total
we can
domination.
become so
dude.
powerful if we become friends of our gods and their gods and all of the gods around the world. Yeah, dude, he was into that shit.
My man was
like really
planning
cool,
the original world domination, the OG or world domination plans. Bro.
But he was just though. That's how they portray him in the show, at least. You know, like he was just. But he was also human. I mean, like he did have some internal conflicts, and he was very weird. I mean, like he was like that type of like genius, you know, that's kind of weird and that outcasted by society, but then becomes really famous and respected, you know.
I think we've seen a couple throughout history. We've seen a couple like that throughout. What the fuck was that noise?
Was it my phone vibrating?
I don't know, bro. That sounded like dude. I thought I heard like some growling or some shit over there, bro. Probably like somebody walking in
bro.
and speak, dude.
Give me chills, bro.
Yeah, bro. You see what I'm talking about? It's like we talk about supernatural shit. Supernatural shit start happening around here, bro.
Shit, bro.
Crazy, bro.
It could have been.
I wonder if the cameras picked it up. To be honest, I wonder if like the microphones picked it up.
The cool thing is that if the cameras pick up anything right now, like we can see it here. But I was gonna say another thing. Have you gone to church as an adult?
Yeah.
When was the last time you went to church?
Shit, bro, it's been a minute, dude. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a minute. I think the last time.
And I don't mean go to a church as a tourist.
No, I know. You mean go to like mass or something. Go to like a service.
Yeah.
The last time was probably when I was in Brazil, man. I'm not gonna lie.
How long ago was that?
That was like a year or something ago.
And before that, how long did it happen before you went to church? Before you went to church that time? I'm not
man. I have
testing
no idea.
your faith.
No, dude, I have no idea.
But it was a while, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so like, I don't go to church either, you know, and like, last time I went into a church as not a tourist. Was probably like school in Chile before being a teenager.
All right.
And after that, as an adult, going to church is always giving me weird vibes.
I don't know.
Maybe it's because I'm not baptized.
I mean, I don't know about the I don't think getting baptized would solve your problems.
Remember that warm, dense air I told you about that I felt in that palace?
Yeah.
okay, I feel the same thing when I walk into a church, though I like the smell.
Bro, dude, the smell of Catholic churches is phenomenal. Yeah. It's phenomenal, bro. Yeah. That incense that they put to like ward off demons in the ball and chain.
Is it called like Palo Bueno or something like that?
Bro, I don't know what it's actually called, but like it smells amazing, bro. It smells so fucking
yeah,
good.
And the smell of wood and all the decorations that they got and shit. Because you also smell wax because they polish like the seats and the floors and stuff. That smells amazing. And there's like the paints. And no man. And yeah, dude. It's nice.
But like my point is that I don't know if being baptized is gonna solve your problem, dude, about like the air, man. You know what
Do you think there could be like some sort of like spiritual rejection? Like imagine like in front of every church there's like a couple of angels that are kind of guarding. And then when you walk in and you're not baptized and you don't have your first communion and shit, and not even your parents. Mm-hmm. So you're like second generation of like not being religious technically, right? You're not in the VIP list in heaven, you know?
Yeah.
So like and then you walk into a church and maybe the angels that are in the front door are kind of like looking at you like, kind of like pay attention. Kind of like when you walk in with a hoodie to a store and the guard's like, we got a 1040 with a black hoodie.
Shit,
I see. Like, you know, like shit like that.
Shit, man. I mean, I don't know. They're judging you like that, man. But it could be something like that, bro. Like, it could be just like kind of the feeling of like you know when you just feel like you don't belong somewhere, so you start to feel awkward and like no, like
you're kind of like you don't want to overstep your
you can't like make yourself feel comfortable type shit.
Yeah, man. It's kind of like shit. I mean, I remember like it's kind of the feeling when you just go to a friend's house for the first time, meet their family, but they're fighting.
No, yeah, man, yeah. So you just kind of like sitting there like awkwardly, it's like I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
like,
but you just got there.
Yeah,
it's not like you've been there for a while. Like you just got there, you walked in and they're arguing, and you're like by the front door, like ooh.
Yeah, it's like
come
back later.
Yeah.
Is there still food? Just like
it's like, oh, I can take a seat. Like where? Here? You know, like. Oh no, I'm fine. I'm not thirsty. I don't eat. I don't eat.
I don't eat. Just don't eat what? No. I don't eat.
I don't eat. I don't drink anything ever.
Period. Ever. Yeah. Never have.
No bathroom neither because I don't eat. Yeah, nah, I'm good.
Human 3.0 over here. No waste.
I'm just solar, you know.
Oh shit, man.
Is this the first time I pass it?
No, dude. I think it's like second or third, dude, man.
Every time I smoke a joint, that shit happens to me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, at one point I just forget how long I've been holding it for. Yeah, for sure.
Because like it's happened to me a few times, where like I smoke too much, and I don't even realize, and I haven't passed it, and the other person's waiting, and I'm like the one that lit it. And
yeah, dude, yeah.
And when since it's happened to me a couple times, and I'm a fucking high ass dude, like I always forget. Maybe I'm passing it the third time, and I'm like, did I ever pass it? Like, have I smoked all of this on my own? Shit, how rude. You know, like,
yeah, dude, like you look down, everybody talking, they're all looking at your hand, and you look down, and it's like, did I smoke this whole thing?
Yeah, fuck.
Shit. Yo, question
it's the
though.
Gwendis, bro. No, I'm kidding. I didn't smoke it, man.
Wait, has it ever actually happened to you that like either you or somebody else just like starts talking and legit like smokes a whole joint in front of you without ever passing? Like says they're gonna pass it and they just like start talking and never pass their own.
I mean, like if it was like, for example, the two of us and you started smoking that shit, halfway down I'd be like, yo, pass it, bro. And then I'd smoke the rest of it.
For sure, yeah.
That's what because like I mean like it's never happened because I wouldn't let it happen. Yeah, eventually I'd be like, yo, pass it, bro.
I feel like it was more of a thing like when I was like a teenager, like going to smoke with like the older kids, and they're like, yeah, no, we'll pass it to you, and then they started like talking to you and telling you a fucking story, and you're like, okay, yeah, and you're like trying to like signal that you want the joint, but like they never actually fucking get it. Or they just don't fucking want to pass it to you. So like, fuck you then, man. Fuck you.
That's my thing. Like, I just ask for it. You know, like I don't know if I'm rude sometimes. Maybe
No,
I am.
for sure.
No, but sometimes I might be rude. You know.
I mean, there's a point where you gotta be assertive. You know.
Yeah.
It comes to a point where you have to like assert your line.
Right. But I go straight to that. Like, I don't try anything else before. Maybe I might come off as like a little bit of an asshole. Because I might not. Because like maybe I'm not mad or bothered or trying to be or trying to portray that at all. Maybe I don't give a fuck. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, pass the blunt, dude. And I say it like that. And maybe the person's like, oh man. And I said it so serious and my face is like, I'm already high and I'm just like, serious, you know? And the person's like, oh shit, sorry, man. Like, I didn't mean to do that, man. And it's like, nah, dude, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, it's serious cool. Still because, cool. But I don't give a fuck. And the person's like, oh, dude, yeah, I know. I'm sorry, man. Like, just like smoke the rest of it, man. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to. It's like,
did not need your permission,
yeah,
sir.
I roll this shit, bro. No, but
shit, yeah, that's the one thing I will say, bro. It's never happened when it's my weed. Like when it's somebody else offering to like smoke me down, I'm not like, I don't feel like I'm gonna be in a position where I'm like, so you're gonna pass it or what? Like, nah, unless I know the guy real well, bro. But like,
I mean, if it's
when it's my weed, then I was like straight up like, yo, pass that shit back.
I mean, like if they never said that we're gonna smoke me down, I'm not gonna ask. If they smoke the whole thing and they don't pass one time, I don't care. It's your joint. Now if they're like, hey, you want to smoke, and they roll a joint and then they start smoking it and they're not giving it, eventually, like, I'm not gonna be like, yo, pass the joint, blunt, like, bro, blunt, yo, blunt. No, but I would definitely be like, yo, can I hit that, bro? Yo, can I take a couple hits? But like nicely, you know, like. And the person's like, oh no, sorry, man, I don't share joints because like whatever. Or it's like, oh man, like this is all I got and I need this dose. Yeah. In my head, I'm be like, you're an asshole, but like outside, I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah, that's fine, dude, no worries.
You could share it if you wanted to, you just don't want.
It's like one hit, cool. Dude. It's like cool. You roll a gram, bro. One hit. I always share. I mean, like I could not feel comfortable to smoke a whole joint in front of someone unless they were like, no, I don't want to smoke. Yeah,
man. I feel like even like when I'm stone cold sober and you like approach me just like before I light it up, I'll mind there's a slight chance that I'll be like no, but if like unless like usually if I'm in like a bad mood, I'll be like no, but unless that happens, I'll most likely be like, yeah, just stay here for a second and I'll start smoking it, and as soon as I smoke like 1/3 or half of it, I'll be like, here you go, man, have some of it as well, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, dude, for example, like in smoking in parks and shit, I've started talking to homeless people sometimes. And then like maybe I don't want to like share the joint like passing because I don't know if they got any infections, you know, or anything.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's smart.
But I will smoke, I don't know, like 2/3 of it, and then just like, hey, you want some? And they're like, oh shit, yeah, man. And then I'm like, yo, it's all yours, bro. You know, like.
Damn, bro. I mean, that's like good Samaritan moment right there.
Yeah, dude. Man. I always share that shit, dude. I always share the weed. Like, was it with you that I gave it to this guy?
Yeah. We were at a park, also with Rafaela.
Yeah. Shout out to her.
Yeah, too. Man. Shout out you, man. Yeah, we were going
She's a good tattoo artist, guys.
We're going to. Wait, she does tattoos?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I didn't know
an
that.
artist too. Yeah.
I knew she did. She was an artist. I didn't know she did tattoos though.
Yeah, dude.
That's cool.
I think.
Yeah, it was the night that we were going to the reggae night event. Remember?
What?
The reggae event.
What about it?
It was that night, like the night that we went to the reggae event.
Oh, she went with us?
No, dude, but she smoked with her. Like she was kicking in here with you, and then like I pulled up, and then we just smoked. Went to the park, smoked, and then
we smoked near here.
Yeah. It was on the way, dude. Yeah, and then she just dipped after that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so cool when she called me to smoke before she left, because like she gave me all that shit, man.
Hell yeah, man, dude. You like,
and it's not just like
just started
whatever.
To grow
I mean, like she gave me full cans of paint, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. Actually, yeah, the spray paints. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool. That's
bro.
pretty dope.
And she gave me like art tools and shit, like the bowls that if you've seen
Yeah, man.
if you've seen our episodes or our social media, there's like the one where I almost drop it, you know.
Hell yeah, yeah, man. For real, yeah.
But yeah.
Hell yeah, man. One could say she was the first unofficial sponsor of the show.
Right.
Started to build a collection of glass of like pieces as well.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Well, let's get back to the main topic though, bro. Because I got stories to tell, bro.
So supernatural, man.
I got stories to tell, bro.
You got something?
Yeah, man.
All right, let's hear it,
I got
dude.
shit
What you
to
got?
let go. No,
Oh shit, no,
no,
bro.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I've told these stories a million times. Probably some to you already.
What's up, man? Like, what kind of supernatural experiences?
I mean, like, I remember that a lot of the times I've, like, I don't know if this is supernatural. This is totally like some sort of sleep paralysis. But this is kind of like the first time I started feeling like I started having weird experiences. Because obviously, a sleep paralysis is weird as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I've never experienced it, dude.
Sleep paralysis is like you kind of like are in between asleep and awake, and it gives you anxiety naturally, and then your mind start like kind of like imagining shit or stuff.
Right.
And it might make you want to like run or get up or like do some action or stuff or something, but you can't because you're asleep.
Right. Yeah, your mind is still in like sleep mode where like it disengages your motor functions.
Right.
Yeah, that's what prevents you from like running in your sleep.
Yeah,
like while you're like in your bed, literally.
So that happens.
Right, okay.
And you might like it, like for example, like if you see someone sleeping like that, they might like try to like close their fist or like really close their fist or like they might like move their legs a little bit or their core trying to like kind of as if they were doing like micro abs.
Okay. Yeah. The orchestra's back.
The orchestra's back. You know, there's a corrida de toro right next to us.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah, ole.
Yeah. Ole.
Ole.
But yeah, man. Okay, continue, dude.
But yeah, so like that's kind of like a sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis, yeah.
And well, I would start waking up in the middle of the night. Now the weird thing, I know that this is like a myth on movies and shit and stuff, but like supposedly like the 3 a.m. it's like the dead of the hour or stuff like that, right? Hour of the dead.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah. There's like references to it.
Yeah, sure. Right. 3 a.m. or like the 3:15 or like 3:33, whatever it is, you know, like all that type of shit.
Sometimes that 4:20.
Right. No, 4:20 is another type of levitation and spirituality.
Yeah.
That's some enlightenment.
That's some enlightenment shit, yeah. For real. But yeah, continue, man. So this shit would happen.
That's the hour of the living.
Of the super living. But anyway, yo, so that shit would happen to you like around 3 a.m. or so, man.
Every time.
Okay.
Maybe it was my sleeping schedule, my biological clock. Back then I was in middle school, so like it's not like I was going to sleep too late. And I've always been to sleep very shortly, no more than 5 to 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So like I guess I would wake up around that time, or my body would kind of like try to wake up a little bit. But like this is the thing. For those who have seen like 2001: Space Odyssey, and maybe you've seen this scene because I know you haven't seen it, right?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen the full movie. No.
Maybe you've seen the scene, which is the scene where the like monkeys see this like block. It's like kind of like it's like a thin block of this black material, and these monkeys kind of like see it and like are scared to touch it, and they try to touch it.
Oh, I mean, I've seen references of that scene in like parodies and just kind of like animations and shit. I didn't know that's where that was from.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, so that scene's originated from that movie. That's dope.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool shit.
So in that sense, like Where was I going with this shit?
I know. You were saying it's like sleep paralysis kind of felt like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, in that scene, there's like a soundtrack, which is like just like voices that are purposely sang out of tune, like a whole choir, and they're kind of like escalating in the notes higher and higher and higher and higher, and they're doing a loop and they're singing at different times and at different pitches, and it's louder and louder and louder, and it's kind of like anxiety provoking, right? It's on purpose because these like monkeys are shocked to see this perfect block, you know?
Right.
So like in that sense, like that's what I would hear every time. Those like escalating voices.
Wait, like straight up voices and like not even sounds. Like it was a voice.
Here, let me. Can I look up something on YouTube?
Yeah, man.
My phone's
yeah, for sure. Yeah, dude. Here you go, man.
I'll show you on the microphone.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, for sure.
So, voices. Yep. Hold on. Lock.
Okay.
Kill that dude.
All right, bet.
Them ads. You hear the voices in the background?
Yeah.
It's like that sound.
Shit.
Without the monkeys, though.
Yeah.
I would hear that shit, and I would be like younger than 12 years old, bro.
Wait, this is before you saw this movie.
I mean, like, I had this experience since I was like very, very young, like very, very little, and I had it repeatedly until like a little after middle school, and then it went away.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck? So you always heard this kind of like ringing, like vocal ringing kind of thing.
Yeah, every time I had that sleep paralysis moment, yes, it was scary, bro. But like, this is the thing. Like, sometimes I would get to sit up on my bed, then I would just kind of like freeze because I would like be scared, and I'd always sleep with my door closed. But my family, when I was younger, they would open the door because like we had like a fireplace, so the only way to keep my room warm was to keep the door open, so the
heat could radiate in for sure.
So they would open the door when I was asleep. So I would wake up and the door was open and it was dark in the hallway, and I would like be there like paralyzed and like hearing these voices and just like frozen staring at the fucking dark hallway.
Yo,
that was terrifying. But now I know that was just like part of my imagination. But that was like terrifying. Then I've had other experiences that it was just my imagination. I've done that check where like I try to see if someone else reacts to it before I do.
Yeah.
And it's been visual and physical. Yeah.
Okay. What, like the reactions you mean?
Like I've had physical and visual interactions. Like physical, I mean like touch,
okay.
They've grabbed me or something.
Yeah.
And then like visual because I've seen them not at the same time.
Okay, wait, okay. All right, so I want to ask, there are 2 questions I want to answer with that, man, because that's kind of tripped me out right now. Oh, shit. Hold up. You actually felt somebody grabbing you.
Twice.
From the beyond, like type shit, from like nowhere.
Yeah, twice.
Just like a ghost hand type shit.
Yeah. Strong.
Damn, like did it leave any scars or anything? Like leave any marks? It was just like a
No,
feeling?
no, it was, but it did leave, like, you know, if I grabbed you really hard, but not enough to leave any scars,
Yeah.
but it stays sore a little bit,
Yeah.
like for a few minutes, you know, and stuff. Okay, like that.
Where you can like you can just you can continue to feel like where it was grabbed.
Kind of like if they tried to, like, imagine you were, okay, this is what happened actually.
Mm.
Like I was laying on my bed, these like one person bed, you know, I was little, and I was laying there, and from in between the wall and the bed, like something grabbed my arm from here, you know,
Okay.
and like all around it, and like really strong, and like
Mm-hmm.
pulling it towards that part.
Okay. Wait. Okay. So were these things like right before, like, were you like asleep and you like woke up and felt them type of thing?
This happened like after being awake for a little while on like on bed, like during the weekend, you know, at daytime.
Okay. Cause like I've had experiences, for example, where like I'm asleep, I'll be like asleep and like something in my dream like wakes me up. So like I'll wake up like super quickly and like, let's say, like sit up really quickly, and like I'll legit feel as if something, for example, still swings and like will hit me on the side of the head. Like it'll legit feel like something just smacked me on the side of the head, and I'll even like do this, and then like come back to, like, once I like come back to kind of consciousness and like snap out of it, I'll be like there was nothing there, like nothing that could have possibly hit my head.
Right.
You know, like is that the kind of experiences you're talking about, or you're talking about like something more where legit it was like that you were wide awake?
It was like more legit, dude, because like I was like I always try to like really think about it, you know, really try to like think of all the possibilities, because I've had those experiences where I like imagine things while being like half awake and stuff like that, you know. I was fully awake at that moment. I mean, like I was on the phone before that, like way before that, and after that I called back, you know, that same person to tell him what the fuck just happened, you know.
Fuck.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So like in that sense, like I've had that type of one, and I think I've told you this already, and I might have said it here. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
man.
No.
But
what is it?
no, but that's such a typical phrase from me, man. I'm always like, I don't know if I told you already, man, but like,
hey, man, it happens.
Yeah.
You know, it happens.
But
for the new listeners out there,
right. I do repeat. Everyone, let me know all the time, please. I'm not gonna feel bad. But I was like grabbed by the leg and thrown off my bed to the floor.
Oh shit! Holy
no one
crap,
believes me that. No one believes me that shit,
bro. That's intense, bro. Yeah. That's intense.
And I'm okay with no one believing it. Like
Fair.
Actually, like kind of like it makes me kind of forget it easier, you know.
Dude, that way, what the fuck? Like getting thrown out.
At that point,
bed.
I was like feeling presence and like hearing shit, and like there was like the duende effect, but like stronger. They were like I've had shit thrown and stuff like that at home and stuff like
that is straight up like paranormal activity stuff,
right
bro.
right
That is literally what happens.
And I was already used, kind of like I had a bigger resistance to this type of stuff already, because it was like kind of like something that I was getting used to. This is of like I wasn't scared. I wasn't reacting scared, because at first it was like, oh fuck that shit, and I like ran out the house and called my friends like, yo, you want to chill, because like I do not want to be in my house right now.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, no, yeah.
What the, bro? No, man. You do not get used to living with shit flying off counters, bro.
This is the
no.
thing, though. Like I started having like paranormal shit like that when I was little, and then like moving around, it kept happening,
bro.
So then like eventually I was like, what am I gonna do, you know? And like it never did anything bad after all those years, you know. I was like already like 13, 14 or something like that.
Yeah. And
like it never did anything bad. It was just kind of like trying to scare me, but it never worked really, because like I was more like, what's going on, than more like, oh, what's going on, you know. Like I was always,
Dude.
you know, I'm always chill.
Bro, but that's yeah. There's one.
I
thing
was
about
born
my
at
shit, but
420,
that-
bro. You know?
dude, that's some fucking sketchy shit, dude. Shit flying off of counters is a no go, man.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
that's where the line
Or
is
like door
drawn,
slams and
bro.
shit like that in a basement with no windows, bro. But in that sense, like when that happened, it happened like that, bro. I mean,
Shit. Oh wait, so wait, when did this stop happening? Like when did this stop happening on a regular basis?
well, okay, so before that happened, when it threw me on the bed, it hadn't happened in a while.
Okay.
And in a while, I mean like a few months, you know, like, and I was already spending time reading about this shit. I was curious about it.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. So you actually were doing some research, man. Fair enough.
Yeah. To kind of like,
Yeah.
because like at first I told you that I've felt presences of like familiar beings.
Bro, yeah.
That's
okay,
the
yeah,
first like times I've started like feeling like paranormal stuff, you know, or supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
And but then like it wasn't the same vibe anymore. It wasn't the same energy, and it started like this like shit throwing and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like grabbing my arm and shit, like all that scary shit. Also, I've felt people sit on the bed. You know how like beds like they sink with weight, you know?
Yeah.
Or like mattresses or couches, like right now.
Yeah.
I've felt that too, and seen it while I feel it. You know, like, see the bed sinking down.
Whoa. Damn, bro. That's cool. That's crazy, bro.
Dude,
like, that's
one time when I felt that.
Yeah.
Then like it's someone sat down by my feet, by my knees, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sit down. I was younger.
Yeah.
Smaller. Sit down and then like kind of like got up. Like after I spent like a few minutes in there. And then like my grandma walked in and sat down on the same place and spent around the same time sitting there because she was talking to me.
Yo, what? What you think there's some chance that like you what's it called, like inherited your grandmother's gift, man? Of, like,
maybe, I mean,
foresight,
possibly. Also, like on my biological dad's family, there's also some witchery shit.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They also like on the like more like native kind of beliefs type thing, or
I don't know, but like they're very spiritual. Yeah.
Damn, bro, dude, that's crazy, man. That's
yeah.
Yeah, man. Fuck, I was gonna ask something else, but like that tripped me out so much I completely forgot what the other question was, dude. It was, damn it, dude. But shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, dude, I feel like a lot of Latin American people, like, we have a lot of spirituality because we are from lands that are loaded with souls.
Dude, yeah, that's what I was gonna say, yeah.
And religions and stuff. And, like, loaded with souls of painful death, dude, too.
Yeah, I mean, it was very much tribes of, like, warriors and gatherers type shit before, like, like, as far back as, what, 1,600 years ago? No, yeah.
And then, like, the Spaniards came and,
dude.
like, massacred most of them, you know?
Yeah, as far back as 600 years ago, man.
Yeah. And, like, slaves and stuff, and they all died. So, like, and then there's, like, this huge cultural leniency to spirituality and religion. And usually in Latin America, you get these mix of religions between mom and dad's family.
Right, yeah.
So like
because of this clash that came in,
right,
with like the Spanish and the Portuguese, dude.
Right, and the natives too, dude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
man. I mean, like, I bet there's some sort of influence in the way we see religion and Christianity and Catholic, whatever it is, Catholicism.
I mean, Christianity overall, yeah, Christianity is a big difference. There's different branches of it, but yeah,
right. But even, dude, like if you really think about it, like if you start looking at how people look at Catholicism around the world and how they practice it, like it's different depending on where they're from. Very little.
Yeah, no, yeah, I mean, like it's. I think not so much nowadays, but before there was definitely a big difference, man.
Right.
There was definitely like a big divide in like churches around the globe.
Right. So in that sense, like we are like by genetics very spiritual, you know? I mean, like,
Yeah, dude.
shit. Most people has a grandma that was a witch or something, or tells you, yeah, my grandma used to tell me she was a witch.
Man, dude, yo, yeah, dude. Speaking of stories, bro. My man, dude.
There's like a whole generation of witches, man, in Latin America, bro.
No, for real, man. Like, dude, all this fucking, dude, these crazy like folklores about, like these crazy folklores regarding like Mother Nature and stuff.
Yeah,
dude. Like, dude, my grandpa has stories about like what would happen if you found a dead man's gold. Like there would be like there was like trials that you had to overcome if you were to find like a dead man's gold, man. Like you couldn't just go up and take it. There was like 3 types of ghosts that were gonna come to you, and you had to kind of like provide each of them with like whatever they needed on the spot type shit. And then until
oh shit, I've seen a movie about this,
dude. I don't know, man. But the only one that I remember, he told me what the 3 of them were, man. But like the only one that I remember was the headless horse rider, right? The headless horseman. Like you had to like pick up the head and put it back on the body, man. That's how you like satisfied that ghost type shit, man. Bro, and this is just common knowledge, bro. Like a lot of like medicine, for example, was like folklore and like common belief as well. Like there were certain types of cold that like people would say go on a midnight walk, and that's how like you would cure the cold type shit.
Right.
Yeah, man. It was all to do with just like what the community, because it was a little bit bigger than a tribe at that point, but like what the community believed in, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like it's like each town has their own stories too, you know, and like for a lot of like port cities too. Like they got their fucking stories from fishermen and stuff. Fishermen has always got fucking stories.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, people like there's always like stories from like the land and stories from the ocean, you know?
Right.
Like the most like kind of like remote places you get those. That's where if you get the most of them, bro.
I feel like it started with like these people that would be the travelers, the nomads that didn't belong in any tribe. Maybe they got disowned by theirs, and they go travel around the world, and then they come back home after years. You know, I'm talking about maybe a couple thousand years ago or more. And probably tell all these crazy stories, you know, and even tell crazier stories to the kids.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, right. You always kind of like bump it up a little bit, or like kind of change it over time.
And you know what's crazy? Like maybe these kids grow up and they kind of have this like belief of what the story was, and then they like get older and they never really talk about it with their parents. They just talk about it with their friends that they heard it with, and then eventually like their parents are dead. And they carry that story the way they interpret it now. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, you just get like throughout the generations, it just gets like smudged and smudged even more.
Because like I've heard stories about like even my uncle told by my mom or my grandma, and then I like ask them about it today, and they're like, "No, it didn't happen that way. What the fuck are you saying?" And I'm like, "You told it to me like that, like
right, yeah."
You know,
absolutely.
Like, thank God I've asked, you know, like, or otherwise I would have gone my whole life believing it, you know.
Yeah, man. I mean, you also see that in like fairy tales, man. A lot of the fairy tales nowadays have totally become like PG'd by mostly like Disney or other animation companies, you know.
Yeah, man.
But the truth behind them, especially like for example, the Brothers Grimm's like stories, those stories were like gory and fucking like filled with death and shit, man. Like they were horrible, man.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. I actually really like those stories too.
The original version.
I mean, they're kind of cool, man.
I mean, I guess
it would make some pretty cool sci-fi too. So some stories too.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like, how do you think like it's crazy to think that like these tribes and these like just like little groups of like villagers, man, would just come up with these like crazy stories that just kind of like survived the trial of time, dude, and just became like local lores. You know, you think about like where these stories came from, like how much of it do you think is based on fact and how much of it is based on just like belief or just like it's been changed over time.
You know what I think? I mean, it's all tradition, you know, but like comes from stories, I guess. I don't know. Like for example, like imagine like cities and towns used to be so much smaller than what they are today.
Yeah.
So like stories to spread were easy.
Yeah.
And then like imagine like for example like I don't know, some uncle tells their kids a funny story about like something that happened to him, but he altos the story to make it funny.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
like they go and tell like same shit, you know, tell their friends and but then that shit gets through the whole town in like what, a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And like all the other parents and shit are laughing their ass off and stuff and whatever. And now the whole town remembers that joke for decades, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they keep on telling it, and maybe the city grows and stuff. And then like before the uncle dies, you know, like way before, like his whole life, maybe like when there's new villagers, you know, like they're like, hey man, look, this is uncle whatever, and like this is what happened to his whatever, you know, like, and it's part of the town, you know, like,
Yeah.
and that shit stays on that city, I guess, forever, dude. And then a statue of uncle.
Yeah, it just kind of like resonates in the local community.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Yeah, no, yeah, for sure, dude. Absolutely. I hear what you're saying, man.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't know. Just because when I think about like the folklore, when I think about like all the folklore that I used to hear from like in the U.S. In like Brazil, man, it's like a lot of it is like legit like tribal stories from like from the cultures that were there before, like before the Portuguese came in, and you kind of see like they're all based on like natural elements coming in to protect the local people in a way that like would be impossible for like a person to do so, you know.
Right.
but like at the same time it makes you think that like it could also just have been like a person doing all these kind of like heroic acts and like helping out these local people just in the shadows, and like they didn't understand, they just like never like foretold, like they never understood or saw him, you know. And then like as the story kind of got told, this person just kind of like became a legend, which then became like a folkloric kind of being. Right.
Sometimes it could also be that like sometimes people were just really good storytellers too. Maybe they use poetry to express certain things, you know, metaphors and whatever it is, you know, and like maybe like it took like people would rather just tell it like that, so then they became like almost stories like fantasy.
Sure, but yeah, by like constantly using the metaphor to refer to this one image, it just kind of like became that thing, and like we just kind of imagine it as that thing.
Right.
Yeah, man.
I've actually met people that are kind of like that.
What do you mean?
They'll tell you about something, and then you ask a question about some detail that they avoided, and then they'll like express it in like a vague way, like but in a funny way of telling you like I'm not telling you, you know, like a friendly, funny way of telling you like I'm not gonna tell you.
All right.
Like in confidence, you know, not a stranger. And then like they just like will tell you that and maybe it stays like that, you know. Maybe a funny phrase between two friends comes up because of that. And then that funny phrase, they start using it, spread it through their friends, and then their friends are like, yo, why we say that even, dude? And it's like, oh no, dude, one time like this motherfucker said this shit to me and shit. Like, oh shit, that's funny as fuck. Yeah.
How legends get passed down among the group. Shit.
Yeah, man.
Yes, indeed. Don't
Actually,
be greedy.
I have a cousin that I could ask her about this. She's an anthropologist.
What? Like ask about what? Ask about
How do like stories stay and like become myths and legends and like
yeah, I mean,
like
yeah, it's
generational
it's the
and
one,
stay for thousands. Like the question you asked at the beginning, like how does a story become something that stays? You know,
becomes a legend. Yeah, morph into a legend. I guess it just has to,
because it doesn't happen right away.
Yeah, no, it has to withstand the trial of time,
Right,
and it just has to be like remembered by people and like told continuously.
Right.
But yeah,
Is there a legend
it's
that
definitely
you
cool.
tell, or some myth, or something, some story, personal maybe even, or someone you know that you might tell often or refer to often?
Like a myth that I personally believe in?
Or maybe
Or
a
like,
story
what
of
do you
yours
mean?
that you tell it, maybe it's not 100% how you tell it.
Hmm.
Or some reference of a story that you really like, that you use often. That you might,
Wait, what do you mean?
like, if there's like some sort of myth or legend, general, from where you're from wherever you are,
Yeah.
or where you've been, or that you've read,
Mm-hmm.
that you like, or a story of your own, or where you're friends, or a story that you've heard from someone personal, that you might kind of like tell to others often because you like it, and maybe it comes up in topics that might be a reference to, you know.
Shit, dude. I mean, if we're going on to the theme of today, dude, I definitely like have like I've known a lot of people around me who have had like supernatural experiences like happen to them, and like people that I personally trust, and they're like, I'm like, if they say this happened to them, I'm like, okay, fair enough, man. Like I believe it happened the way you said it, you know.
Yeah.
So like yeah, there's like a couple people, like especially so like from my grandma's side, she would like tell these stories about how like there was this one little like sassy, it was a sassy called creature. If you know what I'm talking about, shout out to you, homie. Which is like, he was essentially like essentially like this little one-legged kid that would be smoking a pipe all the time, and he would be like playing pranks on people and shit. And like apparently like one of the main things that he would do in like my grandma's like village, I guess you would call it,
right,
is he would like knit the horses manes like into like really tight like knots, so that, and like when you do that you have to like shave off the mane of the horse basically. Like so like it's like an inconvenience for the farmers and shit. So apparently like he would do that, you know. like it was really common for you to wake up in the morning, for like landowners and shit, to wake up in the morning and see like the horses manes to be like completely like dreaded, basically, like completely like all knotted up and shit.
That's funny. That's cool, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's
like
cool.
so supposedly that was the sassy, man. That was that creature. The little guy.
Cool, that's cool. That's like almost like the tooth fairy or something like that.
Kind of, yeah, type of shit, man. It was the same kind of belief, you know.
Do you think you'll tell any of these stories, like the tooth fairy and creatures like that, and Santa Claus, to your kids, if you ever have kids, if you were ever to have one, hypothetically?
Man, honestly, dude, I don't like, I know like a lot of people view those stories as kind of like lying to kids, I guess. I kind of view it as letting them like believe in something more mystical than just like regular life, you
right?
know? And
I
like,
also
to
see
me,
it's like a game that they eventually understand, you know?
Yeah.
I never had a negative feeling about it when I found out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly, dude. I didn't feel like I was lied to when I found out. I just kind of felt like like a curtain was drawn, you know.
They were giving me money, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I'm not gonna
dude,
complain.
no.
Like, what? It was a lie. Damn it, I'm not gonna get any more toys.
Yeah, bro. That's the main thing that you miss as a kid, dude. Yeah. Facts. I don't know, man. Like, I do feel like there's a certain importance to like allowing like kids to like believe in something mystical, you know.
I'm also not gonna. I don't want to be the parent that doesn't let my kids watch horror stuff when they're like of age, you know.
Of age, yeah, for sure.
Like if they're kids too young, like maybe not, obviously. But like, I might tell them stories, you know.
Hell yeah, man! Scare the shit out of the little bastards.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, like also like in kids shows, they got like some like horror episodes where they like cause that kind of like suspense and like anxiety.
So talking about that, bro, like fuck. I remember one time, bro, like as a kid, I was a real big fan of like Family Guy and Simpsons and all that shit.
Nice.
And like
as a kid, you mean what age?
Fuck, dude. I must have been like, I mean, it was from basically when I was like 14, 13 until all the way until like 17, 18, dude. Like I pretty much like followed. I was always like following.
It's like a teenager.
Yeah, I was always like following the shows as it released, right? So dude, I got like the season. Shit, I don't know which season it was, dude. I want to say season 9 of Family Guy. It's the episode where Diane dies. Okay, if you know what I'm talking about, you know. Have you seen the episode?
Yeah.
All right, so you know what I'm talking about. So you know how it's like a haunted house, like murder mystery type shit.
Yeah.
Bro, first time I watched that, I watched it with my sister, bro, and it scarred her for like a year, man. I shit you not, dude. Like I thought it was fucking hilarious because like it was just a cartoon to me, dude. But she was like, she actually got scared, man, and I was like, damn, bro, shit. I felt bad, dude, because like I didn't realize that she was scared by it because I was like, oh, it's all good.
Dude, because I also got introduced to horror movies like really young.
Oh hell yeah, bro!
My older cousins.
Man, I was never a fan of horror movies, dude.
I loved it.
It's a similar vibe, bro.
Like when I showed it to my younger cousins or sisters or siblings, like I would they would get more scared sometimes. Some of them. But dude, I love horror, dude. I love that shit.
I mean, it's cool, man. It's definitely like a cool genre, man.
Yeah.
Like it's a fun genre to watch every once in a while, man. I will say.
I actually like about 9 years old. I started already with like The Shining and like The Exorcist, Saw, like the whole saga, like the whole thing. Is that a word in English?
What?
Saga.
The whole saga,
yeah.
Oh, dude, I still haven't seen all the whole Saw saga, dude.
Dude, it's great when you see it in order and like the whole thing because it's like much deeper than what you think. Yeah, it's not just gory shit, you know.
Yeah, no, I know there's a story behind it, dude.
Yeah.
I've seen like a lot of the movies, but not like in order type shit. I definitely seen the first 2. I don't know if I've seen the third one. Pretty sure I've seen the 4th one.
Yeah.
And maybe like part of like the 5th or 6th one, dude, like some shit like that. But yeah, dude, it was always like it was just playing on TV type shit.
Yeah,
and I just happened to walk on, like
walk into the room. Play all the time, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude, exactly.
After 10 p.m.
For real, yeah, bro.
That's the adult time. Adult Swim. Shout out to that too, dude. That's a great fucking time on Cartoon Network, bro.
Hell yeah, bro. Oh shit, dude, that was fuck, dude. It wasn't Adult Swim, but there was another one. It was like Toonator, El Toonator. Like I don't know, fuck. There was another one about Cartoon Network that happened like after midnight. I cannot remember what it was though, man. It was like a special.
But the Adult Swim was like pretty much like the whole night transmission of like 18 plus shit because of language and blood and sex jokes and
but like it's just because like in Brazil and like I never saw Adult Swim. It was always like there was another term for it.
Oh,
like that's what I'm trying to think. And it was kind of like a play around with the word like cartoons and Terminator. It's something like Tuneminator. I don't know. It was something like that. If you know what I'm talking about, like drop a comment below. There's gonna be like if there's like 1 or 2 Brazilian people that watch this, bro, dude, they're gonna be like, yeah, I know what the fuck you're talking about, bro. Like, I swear.
Yeah, man. Shit,
dude.
I also like. I mean, like in Chile, in my generation, I mean, we were raised by like parents that did not give a fuck. Like they had no filter in front of us, you know. So they would watch whatever they want to watch on TV with us, because they were not the parents who sent us to bed early, because they were sent to bed early all the time. So like they were the parents who like on a weekend night we'd be out like late, and they try to send us to bed, but it was impossible, you know. Especially during summers, you know, like the whole like gang of cousins, you know, like, like there's no way you were sending us to sleep. There was infinite energy, dude. Like, so like they would like play their comedy shows and shit at night, you know, and stuff, and like it was fucking inappropriate as fuck. And we would watch that shit, and eventually we started understanding the jokes and everything.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's crazy how like there's like a line when you're like, what's everybody laughing about? What's everybody laughing about? What's everybody laughing about? Oh, yeah. And it's just like it becomes so funny after that, dude.
Yeah, dude. It was exactly like that. That's what I like too about, like, for example, Simpsons, because Simpsons is for both like phases of life.
Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah.
There are jokes for kids, and the adult jokes are subtle enough on The Simpsons, not on the other ones.
Yeah,
Simpsons.
I was gonna say like I prefer Family Guy for like adult jokes, but I see what you're saying about the subtlety.
Right, because like in Simpsons they got enough subtlety that the kids won't see it at all. It'll pass by them, and then they'll see it as adults, and they'll be like, I never fucking noticed that shit. Yeah. Like they said that shit. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah. Just like, what?
Yeah.
Dude, that was legit the feeling that I had like a couple days ago when we were watching Tenacious D, bro. Like, I swear I haven't seen that movie since like forever, bro. And I was like, holy fuck. How the hell did I miss all these weed jokes? Like all these fucking like little weed references.
The bong of destiny,
dude. No, I mean like that part was like obvious. I'm more talking about like the wake and bake, like pizzeria. I didn't fucking click the fucking like like THC Productions. The audience
a Bob Marley
baking.
extra crispy. Yeah,
bro. Like all of those, man. I was like, holy fuck, dude. Like I did not realize it at all the first time I had watched it, dude.
Yeah, man. Get $60 worth of.
Dude, fucking Kyle Gass is wearing like a train wreck shirt, like for the majority of the movie, like 2/3 of the movie is on a train. He's got a train wreck shirt,
and the fucking smoking on the couch, dude, just like with the bong, watching TV, man. Like it's just two fucking stoners, man. Like
shit, dude, it was kind of weird how familiar that felt, bro, or looked, bro.
But look how they are right now, man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah. Inspiration.
We gotta find that bug of destiny now. Yeah, man.
I mean, instead we have the Force. Which is
and
another supernatural element.
Right. We're gonna have to challenge the devil to a smoke off.
Sure, man. It's more like a host off, man. Like a podcast host off.
Wait,
bro.
yeah, that's
us.
Who can host the longest like while smoking?
Yeah, bro, you gotta maintain the conversation. Right.
Do you get out smoked while hosting?
Yeah, bro, it's like we do a competition, bro. Like who can go the longest without saying what were we talking about?
without losing their train of thought.
Hell yeah, bro. You gotta keep going and keep like engaging in the conversation, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, dude. That's so funny, man.
Oh man.
We should do that, man. We should like start like writing down how many times we do it. That way there's like a consciousness of it.
Right.
That way we like stop doing it.
Right. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Just like keep like a counter on screen at all times.
Yeah. It does like an iPhone wake up alarm every time. Dude, I hate that alarm.
Bro, that shit is anxiety.
It's traumatizing, bro.
Anxiety inducing.
I have PTSD from that alarm. I hear it on the streets sometimes.
Fact.
And I'm just like, oh, hell no.
Dude, I don't even have an iPhone, bro. And like, I hear that shit and it makes me jump, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
like,
yeah.
What the
it's
fuck?
Like, bam,
Why?
Bam,
Bro.
bam, bam.
No, dude, that one's not as bad as the dude, the classic one, bro, the factory build, bro.
No, man, I always use the actual like fucking apocalyptic alarm.
Oh shit.
Because like I couldn't wake up with anything else. Anything else would sound like a background noise in my dream.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you fucking like sleep, when you're fucking like paralyzed and you sleep on a like regular basis, then hell yeah, dude, for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Yo, that's the question that I was gonna ask you, man. Shit, dude. I was gonna ask, like, when did those things stop happening on a regular basis, dude? When did those encounters stop happening?
Around high school.
Shit, okay.
But at the beginning of high school, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
You mean the paranormal stuff?
Yeah. Like
the paralysis.
Well, I mean, the paranormal stuff, I guess, mostly the paranormal stuff.
Yeah, around high school.
Alright.
Paralysis was like, right before high school. Like in 8th grade.
All right. So it was like before.
Yeah. And the most intense paranormal shit I had was during high school.
Oh,
that's
shit.
when I was like got pulled off to the ground and everything.
Okay. Oh shit. Wait, and like, was that like the last experience you had with it? Like, does that like did it
not
stop
necessarily the
that?
last? I mean, like after that, like I never had any other physical interaction.
Yeah.
It was always like, or maybe physical interaction as in like not direct to myself. It's more towards things, objects. But like, but after that, it gradually kind of stopped. And but the thing is that like, I was reading about it.
Yeah.
So when that happened, it was like so bad that like I immediately like stood up. And like I kind of like started walking towards the laundry room where this shit was like throwing shit around all the time. So I assumed that it was like from there.
Yeah.
So I started like walking towards that door that was open, which is never fucking open.
Okay.
And like I was home alone too.
Oh, okay. All right.
So like it's not like anyone went to open it. And like I never went in that fucking room because I mean it was, unless I did laundry, but like
there's no other purpose. Yeah.
Right. So like I started walking towards that room, kind of yelling like stop this and like leave. You're not welcome here and like stop this shit right now.
Oh damn,
but
bro.
like yelling it.
Yeah.
Yelling it and like walking like really fast and angry towards that door. And then like closing the door and then like and whenever I would hear shit moving around in that room, I would like go in that room, open the door and yell at it again. Like stop this shit, like leave. You're not welcome. And then like and eventually stopped.
Holy crap, bro. So
yeah.
You like expelled a ghost from your house.
I mean, I every time I see that shit, like it's all about them trying to like declare some sort of power over you.
Okay.
So like you gotta let them know that they're not gonna do that.
Cause I feel like that's the complete opposite than the most stereotypical advice you usually hear from these supernatural like.
I mean, if it's affecting
like
you,
yeah,
and like it's bothering you, and you can tell that it's like towards you, go for that.
Shit, dude, that's fucking crazy. Yeah, because I feel like most people would just say like, do not like engage with it type shit.
This is the thing, like you gotta be aware of this.
I mean, fair enough.
You gotta be aware of this. Like people get scared because like we're physical beings and humans, and they're like supernatural beings. But like we also have that same soul.
Yeah, I mean, we're also weird to them, right? Like in that.
I mean, like I think that like once you take our bodies away, we're the same kind of being.
Okay.
We're the same status, you know, a ghost, a soul, a spirit, you know?
Yeah.
So in the sense, like you're pretty much a ghost in an armor like Iron Man. You know, like so like you gotta go for it, man. Like your soul maybe will fucking even grow in that moment. You might even seem bigger. I mean, like I've had people tell me that when I'm angry, they see me bigger.
Sure, I mean, yeah,
taller.
you naturally, yeah, you create that for yourself as
Right,
well.
right.
Yeah, you project yourself as like bigger, you
Right.
expose yourself more.
And then perception, which can be emotional in those moments, can make people see you even bigger than
Right.
what you actually are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
Maybe that's your
that is true.
soul
So
outgrowing
it
your
works.
body.
So
you
yeah,
know?
so you're saying like it works not just for like humans. I mean, we obviously know that it works for animals as well, because like
Yeah.
you can do that for
You
like some
intimidate
bear
animals,
types. Like that's what you should do for. But like it could also work for like supernatural beings
Yeah,
in this
man.
game. I mean, yeah, dude. I don't see why not. Like to a certain extent,
be like Rick.
depending on the being, of course. Like you could definitely win that and
I mean, like, okay,
be, like intimidated,
if
man.
the way to know that it's not working is probably the first time you try it.
Right.
Because if
right.
you try it one time and this being beats the shit out of you,
I mean, that's
then
when
like that's when you know
become-
that you either need help or like just get the fuck out.
Yeah, right. Like you try that shit, and like next thing you know, you got like fucking scratch marks appearing on your back, bro.
Right,
Like,
right. Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah, no,
dude.
fuck that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's when you know you done fucked up, bro. So I guess it is kind of like a double-edged sword, bro. Like it could either go real well or
Right.
real shitty, dude.
But it's also very rare to actually like be encountering like some sort of demon and stuff like that.
True evil.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's very rare. Most of the time it would be beings that they just like take advantage of the fact that we don't see them, you know?
Yeah.
But or at
Kinda
least they
like,
can choose when.
No, sorry, I just wanted to say this before, but it's kind of like in Mortal Kombat, you know, when you're chosen to protect your realm. So you were the chosen one in that case, bro. You had to get the
Definitely,
ghost
bro.
out of the realm,
Definitely, bro.
bro.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, man. This outhouse, bro. It's like vampires, bro. They
But it was
can't come in if they ain't welcome.
I felt like it was following me around because I moved around even countries, bro, and it was still following me around.
Oh, so it was the same one. It was
I
like
always
the same
felt the
feeling.
same energy, the same feeling, and like there were some patterns on the behavior.
Oh, dude, that is straight up some paranormal activity stuff, bro. That's
Right.
legit the fucking premise of the fucking movie, dude.
Right. So like
The
that's why I
woman
started
is-
reading about it because I was like, okay, like let's read about these specific patterns, right?
Yeah,
And
bro. Like,
I don't remember
haunting
what
people.
exactly I found out what it was, but it gave me. I had some like ideas and some
Right.
options, but one of the conclusions I kind of reached was like, yeah, I gotta just confront it, you know?
Okay, but like, did you ever come to any conclusion as to like why it attached itself to you, or like what it wanted from you ultimately?
No, I never really looked into that.
No, you just kind of wanted to get rid of it, and
Yeah.
that was it. That was
You know
your main
what's
concern.
kind of
Fair
scary though? But I've had like every spiritual person that I've met.
enough.
I've met shamans.
Yeah.
I don't know. How to say it in
Yeah,
English.
shamans. Yeah,
Shamans.
shamans.
I've also met like a lot of spiritual leaders of meditation and yoga people and Reiki people and like a lot of spiritual people
Yeah.
and some gitanos too. And dude, everyone tells me I have like some sort of curse. Someone put a curse on me.
And wait, you've been told this multiple times throughout your life
Yeah.
by multiple different cultures.
Yeah.
And you've never really just kind of just go with it at this point. You just say, okay. It's like another comment to you.
I mean, like I supposedly had a cleansing one time.
Okay.
But then
did it work, or did you have to come back for a refund?
I felt like it worked. My life really changed during that time.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
And like the spiritual person that did that cleansing to me. Also I witnessed some like crazy shit about other cleansings he did with other people.
Okay.
Like for example, I was with a friend and he does leg line.
Mm-hmm.
And he fell off doing a trick, which is normal. And he fell in the sand, but he fell in a way that it really fucking hurt him. He bruised up his whole lower back.
Oh shit. Okay.
And like he was like a couple nights without even sleeping because of the pain and everything. And then the third day we met with this guy and he did the cleansing, right? And right after the cleansing, my friend was good. And the next day, the whole bruise was gone.
What?
And my friend was like, dude, I feel no pain. And he didn't give him anything.
What?
Smoked anything, nothing, bro.
Yo. So what do you do to him then? What
He
did
just kind of
actually
like
do?
went around him, chanting some stuff, doing some breathing, and like channeling energy from some parts of his body towards that part and stuff, and asking him to do certain things like breathe in, breathe out, like not hold your breath, keep your eyes closed, move your arms this way, stuff like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And he did
That's
kind of something
cool.
similar to me. And then like I felt the change. But then again, I had a couple other people from different cultures tell me like that I was cursed. Someone recently cursed me.
Somebody recently cursed you?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
And I'm talking about the last like 3-4 years.
Yeah, what do you mean somebody recently cursed you? Like a straight up witch?
No, like I have this thought, like in the sense of like maybe I was cleansed from the first curse,
Ah,
and then after that, because that was like 6 years ago.
okay.
After that, maybe someone else cursed me again.
Oh damn, bro! So you just like on a rampage of pissing the wrong people off, dude.
But do or maybe they envy me for being too good, man.
Dude, wait. Okay. Do you have any ideas on who would have cursed you or why?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Haters all around, bro.
Yeah, your theories.
Yeah, man. But I don't know, man. I mean, like, I feel like my guardian angel,
Yeah.
and my soul itself is strong enough.
I mean,
Like, I feel like
hell yeah,
I feel like people perceive that curse right away because maybe it's all around me, like trying to get in, like on the surface. It's like trying to get in, but it can't.
Yeah. It's just constantly blocked by the shield.
Yeah, dude.
That's a pretty good thought to have, man. That's
Yeah,
a
man,
pretty
that's how I
good thought
feel.
to have.
That's how I feel with like sickness too and viruses, man. When they
Mm.
come in my body, I might get a little bit sick. That's natural symptom of your body fighting.
Yeah.
But I feel like they get to like barely the surface, man.
I get
And my
you.
body's like,
Immediately just
Yeah.
expel it.
yeah. That's how I feel, dude. Mm.
Shit. All right, man. Yo, so on that note, I think should we call it an episode?
Yeah, man. It's
yeah.
been pretty good, man. Pretty fun.
Hell yeah, dude! It's fucking
Yeah,
dope
man.
as shit, dude. It's such a vibe to record like this now, man. With
Yeah,
the,
man.
With the mics and the stands and like
A little
all the
update.
lights.
We're not gonna be streaming the episodes, but we will
Right.
be streaming a lot more often during the weeks.
Right.
And on weekends, maybe one day. We'll stream a
Absolutely, yeah.
weekend,
I mean, if you're, like this coming up week, which this episode is
Yes.
is already gonna have been out for us. Like this is gonna be like way in the future, but
Right,
like
right.
for whoever's watching this now, like live. But this coming up week, we're gonna be doing a lot of like live streams like throughout the week.
Right.
So yeah, it's mostly like just chatting. We're also gonna try like a new kind of idea that it's gonna come up. I've never seen anybody try anything like it before, so we're gonna see how it works, dude.
Yep.
Should be exciting.
Yeah.
So
We
yeah.
got this.
Hell yeah. But still weekly episodes of In the Couch podcast every Sunday.
Every
on
Sunday
YouTube.
on YouTube. We got the clips too. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok.
Hell yeah.
On
Main thing,
Instagram, we keep you updated on all the changes and everything.
absolutely. Please do leave a like if you're watching this on YouTube because it really does help with the algorithm. That's like the best way to get our video to kind of go around and circulate YouTube.
And subscribe.
Yeah, that would also be amazing.
Yeah.
Subscribe. Subscribe if you like the content and if you want us to make more.
And follow us on the streams too because it's totally worth it because we're gonna be doing different things that we don't do in the podcast.
Hell yeah, the streams is
So-
all about like community engagement. So like we want to
Yeah.
hear from you, we want to
We're
talk to you.
Do reactions, maybe do some fun smoking things.
Absolutely.
And,
So,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, man.
I
Well,
yes, yo, so appreciate all of you for sticking around.
peace out.
This is the chillest smoke sesh online. Deuces.